Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Friday, June 20th, 2025. Shohei Ohtani made his return to the mound on Monday. We didn't get to see much, but we saw enough, I would say. Enough of Shohei is just seeing him pitch. That's all we wanted to see. The Braves look good. The city of New York, not so much. Playing some awful baseball right now.
You're telling me.
Shedeur Sanders, his NFL career may be short-lived. Who knows? A couple of speeding tickets this month. Some people would say maybe his career has gone by too fast. I don't know. The Club World Cup might be the worst product I've ever witnessed, but we're definitely going to be talking about that later. And make sure that you've gone and watched our MLB Feud video that came out on Wednesday. I think it was a blast to film. I think the video turned out great. So if you haven't seen it yet, once you're done here, go watch it. Make sure you're subscribed here on YouTube. Turn on post notifications. That way you know when that video comes out, when the podcast comes out, and anything else we've got going forward. And like this video, give us a comment. Let us know how long you think Shedeur Sanders is going to hang out in the NFL. And follow us on Instagram and TikTok to stay up to date over there. And on the podcast platforms, rate 5 stars and give us a follow. Luke, how you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Pretty tired.
Okay.
But I'm great.
Yeah, I mean, this was a pretty good week for sports. I think despite the fact that we were in such a downtime, it was pretty good. We got some good news. We got a lot of stuff going on in the MLB that's fun to talk about. Some updates on All-Star ballots as well that came out.
Yeah.
Definitely some interesting things to talk about there.
A lot of Aaron Rodgers stuff still rolling in, too.
There is some Aaron Rodgers stuff.
Family saying that they don't believe he actually got married.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Aaron Rodgers has a better rivalry in his career than him versus family.
Over the Bears?
Yeah, I think him versus family is a better rivalry than Aaron Rodgers versus the Bears.
Oh, I don't know. That's
dude,
a take.
It has been an interesting ride for him
It really
with
has.
his family. But yeah, we've got an MLB recap today. We got a little bit of NFL news to touch on. We're gonna kind of talk about the Club World Cup. I don't really have any matches in particular to talk about. More just the product we've seen and how it's been covered. And attendance is certainly a hot button issue. And then we'll round things out with questions time. Luke, let's go ahead and talk about the MLB.
Okay.
How about we do that? And we're going to just start off with Shohei, because it happened on Monday, so it feels like it was ages ago that this happened.
Yeah.
Because typically, we'd be able to cover something like this, but the news came out that he was starting right after we got done recording as well.
I just want to preface, I have no idea how this went. You texted me.
He pitched one inning. It was fine.
That was it?
Yeah, he pitched one inning. Game? Yeah, he was the opener, essentially.
Huh. So did they have another bullpen day? Because didn't they have one last week?
Yeah, they did a bullpen day. They've just been kind of doing that. With the way their rotation is right now, you kind of have to when all of your starting pitching goes on the IL.
Yeah.
It just happens. He went 1 inning pitch, 2 hits. He gave up a run, but he threw 28 pitches, no walks, no strikeouts. 13 of his 28 pitches were 98 plus, which is a good sign.
No Ks.
But yeah, I mean, he was fine. It was the first time he pitched since August of 2023.
God, I forget about Kirby Yates, man.
Yeah.
When's he going to hang it up? He's been around.
He has been around. He's doing fine, though, this year.
Michael Kopech. Yeah?
I did actually watch this inning.
Okay.
I do want to point out he got every single batter to a 2-strike count.
That's impressive.
He just could not
He might just not have the what? He might not have
couldn't finish him.
He might not have the breaking ball dialed in right now.
No, it looked like he was going fastball, splitter, sweeper.
Okay.
And that was it. But his fastball was missing left against everybody. So lefties or righties, he was missing left. So, inside to the lefties, outside to the righties by probably 4 or 5 inches.
He's a right-hand throw, right? Left-hand hitter, right-hand throw? Okay.
Yeah, but he was humming it. I think he hit 100 a couple times.
Yeah.
But
I mean, 13 of his 28 pitches being 98 plus is impressive.
The command just didn't look like it was there.
Yeah.
The splitter he threw made Colin almost throw up. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
It started top of the zone and just dropped all the way.
Yeah, I mean, Shohei just has some
and went
filthy
inwards.
stuff.
It's disgusting.
He did some filthy stuff.
Apparently, they said on the broadcast too that he's been working on a new pitch, but I don't think we got to see.
Can we stop making new pitches? I don't know if you guys saw this because you're not as in tune with high school baseball and upcoming MLB draft prospects. But Reed Worley, who went to Cherokee High School and is signed to KSU, but a potential MLB draft prospect. He's at kind of the draft combine that they have. I think it's in Arizona. and he was getting interviewed by CC Sabathia and Greg Amsinger and some of the other MLB Network guys, and he was showing off his pitch grip. He holds it like a cutter, but he brings his middle finger over the seam and folds his index finger in on the cutter. And he uses that, and so it's not even a cutter anymore. He's just turned that into his slider and curveball grip. That's how. But what's crazy is that if you like pull up the video, look up like Reed Worley. I'm sure it'll be like the first thing that comes up on Twitter. But it's Worley is WORLEY. REID is his first name. But it's like it just doesn't look right. There's just something wrong with the way that this pitch grip looked. I don't quite understand. Yeah, there you go. That's a good picture. You see what I'm talking about? I couldn't really show it because I don't have a baseball in my hand. But that looks insane, right?
Oh, dude.
That looks ridiculous.
His fingers look like they're not happy with that pitch grip.
Oh, I know. So he was at Super 60 in Chicago and had like easily the highest spin rate on his curveball. And like it's not even he just changes his wrist for curve or slider.
Yeah.
That's all he does. And it's unbelievable. But like he's been doing this, he said he's been doing this for 9 years. Which is insane.
What?
Yeah, he's just been doing this since he was like 9 years old.
When he's 35, he won't be able to use a pencil.
It makes literally no sense. Yeah, it makes literally no sense. But shout out to Reed.
Yeah, shout out Reed.
I've had plenty of conversations with him at Lake Point. He's awesome. Somebody draft him, please. He's awesome. But yeah, I'm tired of people inventing new pitches. I'm so done with this. Can we just have pitches and there can be categorized, but like. Okay, because I'm so tired of like, bruh, I don't give a fuck about what is it? A slutter? Is that what they're called? It's like a slider cutter. I'm like, what are we doing? Exactly. I don't get it. Like we just keep adding. All that happened is somebody called a slider / curveball a slurve, and then everybody thought we should just start making new pitches. Yeah, we have sweepers and like gyro sliders and like all this stuff.
Fork balls.
I can't. Fork balls have been around forever.
Yeah.
Same with spitballs. Nobody throws spitballs anymore. Yeah, the Vulcan change, that was like 10 years ago that started showing. Like, I'm just so tired of new pitches. Can we just stop making new pitches? Yeah. Well, you might need new pitches if you're throwing to Ronald Acuna because he's playing very well.
Man.
This guy's a god amongst men right now.
Yeah.
He had a first pitch homer to get things rolling in Wednesday's win over the Mets, and he's on some ridiculous pace right now, considering that he has missed like more than 50 games to start the year. I mean, how many home runs does he have already? In 99 plate appearances, he has 8 home runs. He's batting .390. He's just been unstoppable. It is crazy. Can you scroll to the bottom of this game logs real quick, Nathan? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, he's just unbelievable. In the month of June, he's batting .400, 1235 OPS. He's got 13 walks, too, which I love to see from him. He's just been unbelievable. 5 home runs in June, and we're halfway through the month. I mean, he is on incredible pace. He's trying to make an all-star game. He genuinely has a case to be an all-star.
He should.
He's not played very many games.
I mean, he's easily... I mean, you could argue first, but at least the second best player in the MLB right now.
I mean, right now, I believe he's on pace for like high 30s in home runs, and he missed the first 50 games of the year.
Yeah.
Like that's insane. I think what happens sometimes when a guy, like we haven't seen a full season of Ronald Acuna in 2 years, and that last full season, he was the MVP of the National League.
Yeah.
I think we forget about that with plenty of players. I'm not just saying it because it's Ronald Acuna. I mean, like Shohei. Shohei hops up on the mound, looks really good, like has great stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, well, we just haven't seen it since August of 2023. Like that kind of thing can happen, especially with baseball because it's so like night by night.
Yeah.
If you're good, you're the best player in the league. And if you're bad, like Aaron Judge is right now, if you're playing a couple bad games, everybody's like, what happened to this guy? Like, where did he go?
Exactly.
Because there's just results every night. But
Yeah.
Ronald Acuna is just kind of keeping it up. I mean, he's on a pretty solid hit streak right now. I think he's on like an 8-game hit streak. I mean, he's just absolutely tearing through starting rotations. It's unbelievable. And then He also got to beat the shit out of his little brother and very little brother. How tall is Luis Angel Acuna? Because that video of them hugging, he looks miniature. Like, I don't know how he looks so small. He's 5'8". Okay, yeah, he's pretty small.
But fucking 181 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, he's stout.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first time they've played each other because we haven't played the Mets since last season. This is the first time we've played the Mets this year, and Acuna wasn't playing last season when Luis Angel got pulled up. Yeah, Ronald's 6 foot 205, but he makes Luis Angel look tiny. Yeah. I mean, me and Nathan is like the same difference. Yeah. Yeah. I was literally thinking about that earlier when I was making this note. I was like, oh, wait, this is probably just a high difference between me and Nathan. But yes, except the older brother's taller.
And Acuna's still 27 years old.
Yeah, it's unreal. We need to literally unload the unlimited bag on him. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
This guy needs to be here forever.
Yeah, he does.
Chris Sale, he's not going anywhere either. Alex Anthopoulos said there is no way he's getting traded. Not at all. Not happening. And he had just the most awesome stop to rob a hit away from Juan Soto last night in the ninth inning. Full extension, laying out to get that ball was awesome from Chris Sale. And ended up going 8.2. Got pulled after giving up a single there in the ninth inning. But his final line, 8.2 innings, no runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts on 116 pitches. But just an unbelievable defensive display in the ninth inning of a 8 2/3 shutout by him.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable stuff.
I have a Chris Sale set for you. He's posted a 1.00 ERA through 54 innings on the mound since the start of May, and that's his longest outing since 2019.
Yeah, dude, he's unbelievable. I wish he could have got the complete game shutout. It would have been awesome, but I definitely get pulling him after giving up the hit, and he was at like 110 pitches.
Yeah,
so
that's what I like. CO for 4-1 Soto. Dickhead.
Yeah, love Chris Sale. Love what he's doing. Love that our starting pitching is making it almost hard for the relievers to blow it.
That's in the ninth inning too.
Yeah,
he's doing that
exactly. And he's an old guy, man.
He is.
It's amazing. I think that Chris Sale trade might go down as one of the best trades in Braves history.
I'm just glad to see him back.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like we were without Chris Sale for a very, very long time.
And all it took for Chris Sale to be back was for us to give up Vaughn Grissom. What an easy choice that was. He's third in the league in strikeouts.
Yeah.
He's 9th in ERA, and he had a slow start to the season. Like, I really could not ask for more out of Chris Sale.
Dude, he's awesome.
Yeah, shout out Dunk City, Florida Gulf Coast. That's where he played college ball. 36 years old, man. Shout out Chris Sale. What a dog. We also got a fun little reminder of the little subtle rules that you never really think about. They never really come into play in this series. Luis Torrens, the catcher for the Mets, with runners on second and third, blocks up this wild pitch from Paul Blackburn. Go ahead and play the video. So he blocks it up, and it goes way off to his right. And when he goes to pick up the ball, he uses his mask that was still in his hand to stop the ball and pull it towards him. And that awarded for the runners on second and third to move because of the improper usage of his equipment.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that should be a rule.
I think it should because so the catcher only has that mask as a protective measure.
Oh, true. I mean, he's already got a glove.
Yeah, he's got a glove.
I mean,
If he stops with his glove, I mean, hey, you do that all you want. But the idea is that he only has that piece of equipment for protective purposes.
Yeah.
So it's not fair to be able to use that to get an advantage. Like he literally stopped it from rolling.
But I could see how that would just be so natural. Like that's something you wouldn't think about doing.
Because you do it in like practice.
Yeah.
If the ball was rolling away and you were holding your mask, you just scoop it up.
Yeah.
But also, just drop your mask. Why are you still holding it? You can't throw the ball if that was the case. Like if somebody tried to steal home on that, the mask is in this hand and the glove's on this hand. You got no chance. It's so stupid.
I was talking with Spencer about this, who was a catcher his entire life, and he even says that that's one of the rules that he always forgot about, and he used that style of mask for a while. And he said that like, he got called on it a couple times because he would just not
instinctively
do it. You scoop it with the mask or something. But he said that the one that he always forgets about is throwing a glove at the ball.
Yeah.
And apparently that's something they still do in like adult softball leagues, is that you can't throw your glove at the ball.
Yeah.
Or I think it's like a detached piece
unless
of
it
equipment.
naturally comes off your hand due to the ball.
you
then
can't
that's
throw
fine.
it like
Yeah.
jokingly trying to stop the ball.
Yeah.
Well, I think you can as long as it doesn't touch it.
Yeah, it's interesting. But I love when we see those little tiny, like, subtle rules come out to play.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
I wonder when the last time that rule's been enacted.
Who knows?
1807.
There's so many weird times, and I don't think anybody's really keeping track. But just to make things worse for the Mets, who they think Game 3 of this series just started a couple minutes ago, but to make things worse for the Mets, their international prospect, their top international prospect for the 2026 class, is a third baseman, Jose Chicoa, is not going to sign because of age falsification.
No way.
Yeah. He was lying about his age, and so now he will not be getting signed for more than $2 million next year. Instead, he'll likely get a 1-year suspension from signing to any MLB teams. So,
That sucks.
hey guys, don't lie about how old you are.
Yeah.
Just wait the extra year, and you'll get your $2 million.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I get that it's life-changing money, but don't give it up to potentially not get it. Like, what are we talking about?
Imagine if someone was like, yeah, you could have had $2 million, but now you don't.
Yeah.
Especially at that age. That's like still life-changing money.
I mean, everything is life-changing money for a guy who probably is living in, like, poverty in Venezuela. I mean, that's just how that goes.
Yeah.
Right now, the Mets are it's 0-0. The Mets have 3 hits already off Spencer Strider, but seemingly got out of the first inning. Yeah.
Venezuela, a tough place to be.
Yeah.
These days.
Unless you own oil rigs.
Unless you're the dictator.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Yankees. That's a tough place to be as well as New York.
Before you start, I want to say that we did win today.
You guys did win today.
7-3.
I am aware of that. Good work. That way you
12
didn't
hits.
get swept in a 4-game set with the Angels.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
luckily, all of my notes are from before today's game, and I did specify. But you guys are on quite a skid. And honestly, Aaron Judge is leading the pack.
Yeah.
I mean, where he goes, the Yankees go at the moment, and it's not in a good place.
I mean,
because
without Juan Soto, it's back to normal. If Judge, isn't playing, I mean, you see on the left there, it's just L's.
Yeah.
And no
the
offense.
numbers are fine. The numbers are fine.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. But before today's game, the Yankees lost 6 straight, and they averaged 1 run per game over those 6 games. And they were shut out in 3 of those games in a row. And this is a crazy stat. Teams in American League history to be shut out 3 games in a row while striking out 10-plus times in each of those 3 games, the 2025 Yankees. And that's it. Which is insane. And then the worst part also is that they're wasting good pitching. They didn't give up more than 4 runs in a single game in this losing streak.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part to me.
Yep.
The Yankees' rotation over those 6 games had an ERA, all of their pitching over the 6 games, a 1.98 ERA.
They shouldn't be losing that many games in a
No,
row.
not at all. And just the icing on the top, or maybe honestly the whole reason the cake is there at all, is that Aaron Judge went 0 for 4 3 times this week. And he is 1 for his last 19 before today's game. His season OPS had dropped under 1,200 for the first time since April 21st.
Wow.
Unreal. What is that number right there? Yeah, he struck out 29 times in June. I mean, struck out 27 times in May.
Yeah, I mean,
60 at-bats, 29 strikeouts is a problem. Big problem.
it's hard when you're 6'7", Umpires don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, that's an excuse you could
And
use.
isn't Giancarlo back as well? Pretty sure
think
Giancarlo is back.
So I know he was playing in those Margaritaville jerseys in his rehab assignment.
Which is
I don't know.
you know, it's exactly where you want Giancarlo Stanton. No elbows and in a Margaritaville jersey.
Take him back to his Miami days.
Yeah.
Shout out Mike Stanton. We can move on from the Yankees if you don't want to go through the torture. But yeah, Stanton is back in the lineup.
I'm just glad we have a guy named Goldschmidt and not a guy named Rizzo anymore.
Yeah, and Belly's playing good baseball.
He is.
He's turning things around a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of this lineup's playing good baseball. It's just not collectively.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about a team that's also not playing good ball. The Washington Nationals, not playing good ball. At one point this season, I believe they were 28-30. They're not anymore. They lost 10 games in a row for the second time in team history.
Wow.
And they finally got a win today, and it took them 11 innings against the Rockies to avoid a 4-game sweep against the worst team in baseball.
Against the Rockies.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Rockies did some good stuff in this series, let me tell you. So in game 2 of this series, they won 10-6. And that made them now only the second team since 1901 to hit 7 home runs in a game with 10 or fewer hits. And most people would be like, oh, the Rockies hit 7 home runs. It's probably the Coors effect, except this game was in Washington. So they're just hitting for power. And I got to say, there's a lot of bats in this Rockies lineup that I'm starting to like. I was high on Michael Toglia. He had a slow start coming up to the majors. He hit 2 bombs in that game. But the big guy is Hunter Goodman. Hunter Goodman, their catcher, is making a real case to be an all-star reserve at catcher behind Will Smith. This guy's been unbelievable. In his 71 games, he's got 14 homers, 46 RBIs, a 285 average, and an 849 OPS, and has 16 doubles and 3 triples as a catcher. Crazy.
Adley Rutschman rookie year numbers.
Yeah. Shout out to Hunter Goodman, his second year in the league, and he's just a baller. I mean, he doesn't, he's not putting up flashy stats, but he's putting up good numbers for an awful team, and he's at least giving them a chance to win sometimes.
University of Memphis.
The other interesting thing that happened in that 7 home run game is that Rockies right fielder Tyler Freeman didn't have a home run, but he did record a hit, a walk, and 3 hit by pitches. That makes him the second player in baseball history, according to Baseball Reference's records, that has ever recorded a line like that in a game. The second time that's ever happened. So shout out to Tyler Freeman. Let's talk about the All-Star ballot and kind of the update we got. I think this was on Monday. We got this All-Star ballot update. There's a lot of things to look through.
No way.
The Yankees are kind of stacking the ballot, and rightfully so. I mean, they have the biggest fan base, and it's a fan vote. But Paul Goldschmidt is ahead of Vlad Guerrero Jr., and I wouldn't say it's not necessarily deserved. The other team that's stacking the ballot is the Tigers. Spencer Torkelson's 4th in voting. Spencer Torkelson has been great. Probably not the 4th best first baseman in the American League. I'm going to be honest. I think Jonathan Aranda deserves a lot more credit. I know he's 3rd right now. He's been playing outstanding for the Rays. Just nobody watches Rays baseball. But Paul Goldschmidt currently the leader for first baseman. Let's move on to our second base vote, and there's the Tigers stuff in the ballots again with Gleyber Torres, and then Jackson Holliday in second, and then Jose Altuve, who hasn't really played that much second base.
Oh, Jazz Chisholm's
and then
4th?
Jazz Chisholm is 4th. Yeah, a lot of question marks.
He's got the all-star personality, though.
Yeah, which is not the numbers.
Not the numbers.
But honestly, I do think Gleyber probably deserves this spot. It's just kind of surprising to see him in first, but it's not a good field.
Bearded Gleyber, man.
It's not a good field.
He should have stayed with the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, he could have kept the beard.
Yeah.
Shortstops, Jacob Wilson. I'm so glad he's in first because he has been better than Bobby Wood Jr. this season.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. It might sound crazy, but Jacob Wilson has been better, in my
Anthony
opinion.
Volpe top.
Yeah, exactly. Once again, the Yankees are the fans are a little crazy. I mean, Trey Sweeney's in 8th for the Tigers.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things. I think Zach Neto deserves a whole lot more credit than 6th place. But
are Tigers fans really like that?
This year they are. I mean, they're one of the best teams in baseball. So your fans
I guess
are
all
going to
their
rally.
fans are active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Jacob Wilson and Bobby Witt are probably going to be neck and neck all the way through. I mean, there's only a 50,000, not even 45,000 vote discrepancy between the two right now. So.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. Let's look at our third base vote here. In the American League, Jose Ramirez leads the way, as he should, by a wide margin.
Oh, yeah.
A wide margin. A cool, what is that, almost 600,000 more than Alex Bregman.
No.
Addison Barger, third. Oh, also Blue Jays fans. Blue Jays fans love stuff in the ballot. Addison Barger's third. Zach McKinstry, fourth. What are you saying no about? DJ LeMahieu
LeMahieu shouldn't even be top 30 and all-star voting for third baseman.
Take this moment to say that Junior Caminero deserves more credit. For sure. Once again, nobody watches Rays baseball, but the Rays are doing some good stuff. They've got some good pitching as well down there. The Rays are doing good stuff, just nobody cares, and their fans really don't. But shout out to Jose Ramirez because he's running away with it. And then we get to designated hitter. So this one is a bit of a problem because this voting update came out on Monday, the day after Rafael Devers, who had like 900,000 votes for ALDH, got traded to the National League. So right now, Ryan O'Hearn is the leader, and he was actually on Foul Territory, I believe, or one of the shows in that kind of umbrella. And they asked him about becoming the ALDH, or the leading ALDH in the All-Star voting after Rafi got traded. He just said, I just want to shout out Craig Breslow real quick. Appreciate you, man, which is the GM of the Red Sox. So, Ryan O'Hearn, I mean, he's had a great year, and I don't necessarily disagree. Ben Rice, maybe a little high, but you know what?
That's insane.
It's fine. But yeah, Ryan O'Hearn right now leads DHs with 353,000.
See, that's about right.
Yeah, and then you get to the catchers, and Cal Raleigh has 1 million votes, well over 1 million votes, and Alejandro Kirk's second. But I agree with those top two. Then things get a little dicey.
Yeah.
But it's a trend. You see Tigers and Yankees up there in the top 5.
Every single time.
Yeah, and then Aaron Judge for the outfielders leads the way with 1.5 million. And then I think the AL vote is crazy in general for the outfield. Riley Green's in second. Once again, Tigers have just been stacking the ballot, but Riley Green's had a good year. Mike Trout, I don't know, man. I don't know. Stephen Kwan deserves it tenfold over Mike Trout right now. Javi Baez has been playing good baseball. Once again, Tigers bias, and then you have Cody Bellinger, Yankees bias there in the top 6. Kerry Carpenter as well, right there, Tigers. I mean, it's pretty obvious when you go down the list. Trent Grisham's 11th. Trent Grisham is ahead of Byron Buxton. Byron Buxton is at only 219,000 votes. He's 13th in AL outfield voting. He is currently the leader amongst AL center fielders in home runs, RBIs, OPS, WRC+, F4, and slugging.
Sounds like he should maybe be top 5.
Yeah, and also, I mean, there is a little bit of a corner outfielder bias just because they tend to have the better hitting numbers as among outfielders, but I do think Byron Buxton deserves to get there. Okay, let's go over to the National League. National League, not as much vote stacking, in my opinion, but Freddie Freeman, far and away the first baseman to me. I know P. Alonso's up there. He should be. He deserves to be there, but Freddie Freeman, far and away, leads the pack. The Cubs, I think, were one of the teams that kind of fluff some things. But Michael Busch has had a great year, so I don't blame him for being third, and it's a wide margin. He's not going anywhere. Second base, Ketel Marte. I don't think there's a better pick. Ketel Marte has been playing incredible baseball. Tommy Edman. I think Brendan Donovan deserves a little bit more credit there in fourth place with the Cardinals. Once again, not a lot of people watching Cardinals baseball this year, but they're playing some good baseball. Ozzie Albies shouldn't even be top 10. I'm about to call it wraps on Ozzie Albies. I'm getting real close.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting real close to calling it wraps on Ozzie Albies. There could be a chance of me saying in September that him and Brian Snitker should go together.
Brian Snitker, definitely.
Yeah, but Brendan Donovan deserves more credit. Second base. Shortstop, Francisco Lindor. It makes sense to me. I mean, the guy's just a stellar glove and one of the best bats you're going to find at the position. Honestly, in like the last decade.
Yeah.
And then Mookie, honestly, shout out to Mookie Betts. I didn't think he had been playing every game at shortstop. He has played every game he's played this season at shortstop, which is unbelievable. So shout out to Mookie for actually making the position change this time. And Trey Turner, I don't know. Ellie should be higher than Trey Turner, in my opinion. But that's also Philly fans. Philly fans love to show out. So I'll give them their credit there. On to third base. We have got Manny Machado at first, and boy, does he fucking deserve it. Manny Machado sneakily having his best offensive season of his career. Can you pull up the numbers on Machado's either Savant or reference? It doesn't matter.
I'm a big Manny Machado guy.
Yeah, and like he's just leaps and bounds better than any other option right now at third base in the National League. I mean, he's unbelievable. You got Max Muncy in second with 415,000. He's 540,000 behind Manny Machado, as he should be.
Whoa!
Yeah, Machado's numbers look crazy. He is batting .312. He's played nearly every game this season. I think he was out for maybe a week, but unbelievable Savant page. Expected batting average 98th percentile is a crazy thing for a guy like him who has never really been like a high average hitter. I mean, career wise, he's a 280 batter. He's batting .312. He's just, he looks incredible right now. 500 slugging, 873 OPS. He hasn't had an OPS above 800 the last 2 years. He's just killing it right now at the plate. So I'd love to see that for Manny Machado.
Me too.
On to our designated hitters. Shohei Ohtani, of course, leads the way, not just because of the name, but because he is incredible. Rafael Devers jumps over and immediately in second place, which is pretty crazy.
Love that.
And then you got Seiya Suzuki, Kyle Schwarber. I think the National League is pretty well laid out perfectly.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't mind the DH order there for the National League.
Look
Rafael
at,
Devers obviously a little bit questionable just because he has barely played any games for the Giants yet.
Check out Andrew McCutchen in 10th there.
Yeah,
It's pretty awesome.
love it. I mean, he's only got 53,000 votes, but it'll do. Catcher, I mean, nobody was more deserving than Will Smith. He is unbelievable, but a guy like Hunter Goodman deserves some credit. I don't understand how Sean Murphy's in there ahead of Drake Baldwin. I know he doesn't have the numbers, but Drake Baldwin would be the guy for me. You got JT Realmuto in 4th, Phillies vote. Alvarez is a Mets vote. I mean, the Mets, Cubs, and Phillies certainly showed out the most here.
Yeah.
But nothing touching what the Tigers and Yankees did in the
Where
AL.
is Acuna going to be?
In outfielders, we will see. He's not high enough. It's
Oh.
6th. He's not high enough at 6th. PCA obviously deserves to be in 1st.
Yeah.
Kyle Tucker, sure. Teoscar Hernandez is crazy, and Juan Soto is crazy. Corbin Carroll deserves that 3rd spot at the moment. By the time we get to the All-Star break, Ronald Acuna probably in that conversation for the top 3. But right now, you just cannot deny what Corbin Carroll does out there. And he plays stellar defense, too. He's one of the best defensive center fielders as well. So it's like you almost want to be like, can't we all look at that? But when these dumbasses that just pull up their phone 5 times a day to do this vote go on there, they see, okay, he's hitting 300. Oh, but Corbin Carroll's hitting 280. All right, I'm going to take the guy who's hitting 300.
Yeah. Every time.
It's crazy. Yeah, I love that Acuna's already in 6th place. He's played like no games at all. He doesn't even have 100 at bats yet. So Nick Castellanos being in 12th is crazy. He got benched the other day. I believe for inappropriate comments. I don't know what he said. I don't think we should repeat it considering it's Nick Castellanos.
There's no telling.
Yeah, there's probably had something to do with Iran. Probably he was about to hit so many bombs if we start a war over there. That one deserved a moment of silence. But yeah, that's what the All-Star ballots look like as of Monday. So the next update, I think, will be when they leave it to just choosing between 2, right? You got like 2, like the top 2 and then the top 6 for the outfielders. That'll be the next vote. So go out and vote. Go vote. Hit the polls, people. I do it every now and then. Yeah. Every couple days, I just go in and just put a full Braves lineup. No, I don't do that.
Oh man!
But I put in an honest lineup. All right, well, let's talk about a guy who's making a Rookie of the Year push. Not necessarily an All-Star push, but Cam Smith started off the season awful for the Astros. Everybody was like, "Oh, he got pulled up too fast." He got drafted in the last draft out of Florida State, and they needed a guy to play third base. That's what he's been doing. Actually, he's got moved to right field, which crazy. But he's making a good push here. So his first 30 games, he's batting .214 with a .347 slugging. His last 29 games, .317 with a .475 slugging. Couple interesting numbers here. Bat speed in the 88th percentile, which I love to see out of a young player. And then the fielding. This guy was playing out of position for the most part. And he has got a range in the, the 91st percentile? 94th? Can you go back up? 91st percentile in range for outs above average and 92nd percentile in sprint speed. He looks unbelievable right now. He's really turning things around. So happy to see it. He's got 5 bombs now. He's got 56 hits. He's making a good push because Rookie of the Year in both sides is a crazy race right now. I mean, it is wide-ass open across both leagues for AL and NL because all the guys that started off the season being like, oh, that's the guy, they haven't been. Yeah. And all the guys that made a push early in the season have kind of slowed back down.
Chris Campbell's
Christian Campbell's in AAA.
Yeah.
Roman Anthony's barely done anything. He's probably got relatively high odds. Yeah, he's got the 4th highest odds in the AL. I mean, Jacob Wilson is going to win AL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Smith ends the year, if he stays on this trajectory, if he ends the year being up there in the conversation. And then in the National League, I mean, it's Drake Baldwin. He doesn't even play every day. And then it's Agustin Ramirez, who's the 2nd best rookie catcher in the league this season. It's pretty crazy. I mean, Bubba Chandler hasn't come up yet. and he's 5th in the National League. Matt Shaw spent some time back in AAA. It's been a mess.
I haven't really heard much about Ha-Seong Kim all season.
Yeah, Ha-Seong Kim, he just hasn't gotten playing time. I mean, it's a tough lineup to crack into in LA.
Yeah.
I know, like in his debut, he got a stolen base and a hit, I think. But I mean, he's a middle infielder, and Tommy Edman and Mookie Betts are kind of holding that down right now.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen how jacked Ha-Seong Kim is?
Yeah,
No.
He is
dude, crazy.
Not
It's
like
crazy.
Not like big and built, but just like
Lean.
and shredded. At one point, he slid head first. I think he was getting to second on something.
Yeah.
Gets up, and you can see the dirt had stuck to like where his abs are, and you
That's
can see
crazy.
a 6-pack
Wow.
through his jersey
That's
from
With the dirt?
Yeah.
That's insane.
I was
Wow.
like, how are you that shredded that you're so shredded that you went straight down on your stomach and it didn't go between your abs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is wild.
That's
That is
crazy.
Okay, let's talk about the Red Sox real quick. They did something interesting, I'll say. I guess it's pretty good because they won the games, but they're now the 5th team in AL/NL history since 1901 to win at least 6 straight games, scoring 4 or fewer runs, and all of them were by a margin of 2 or fewer runs.
Yeah.
That is just such a weird run to go
That
on. But
series with the damn Yankees, dude.
yeah, it was very interesting. You know, the Rays won before it and then into the Seattle series, but they're the first team since the California Angels in 1972 to do so. And the only team that's actually won 7 consecutive doing that was in 1916. But I am certain that the Red Sox are the only ones in the middle of that streak that have traded the best hitter in their lineup.
Yeah.
and the face of their franchise, really, just in the middle of that streak. And also got a return on this trade that has just got GMs across the league just dumbfounded.
Yeah.
Like every single model, every single GM is like, that value that the Red Sox got back wouldn't pass.
Well, I'm sure you heard what
Never.
the Red Sox were asking from the Braves, right?
Yeah,
Compared to what they got from the
they
Giants.
were asking for it was Sean Murphy. Well, wait, what was I think it was like Sean Murphy, Marcelo Zuna,
Yeah.
and like 4 pitchers,
Yeah.
like 4 pitching prospects.
And then they get that.
yeah
from
for
the Giants?
just Devers,
It's
and then
insane.
I don't know what Breslow did. I really don't know, but like he kind of fleeced the Giants, but also like. The Giants got a Rafael Devers that is red hot right now.
Yeah.
And not only that, Rafi immediately changed the way he's acting.
Yeah.
His attitude has totally changed already.
Mhm.
He got there. First thing, he gets asked about possibly playing first base. He says he'll play wherever he's asked to play. What?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, but I think the biggest thing was just, if you ask me to play there, let me play there. Don't make me do a bunch of random stuff.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be a star player, if I'm making the money that Rafael Devers is making, let me play a position and stay there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a utility. That's how I would be. And then he like went on to say in that introductory press conference, he said, they're the men in charge. I'm here to play wherever they want me to play. Like, that's the kind of respect that he should be giving to a new franchise that he's joining.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they have to show him a level of respect and be like, all right, look, you're not going to play third base when Matt Chapman comes back because the guy's a 5-time platinum glover.
Yeah.
But you are going to get the chance to maybe play first base, or you're going to be the DH. You're going to take one spot, and that will be your spot.
Mhm.
It is not going to be a carousel of bullshit for you,
Yeah.
because that's what he got in Boston.
Now, I mean, the Giants have a really damn good roster.
They have a great roster.
Yeah.
They just need Verlander to get a win. This guy can't win right now while he's come back healthy. I did an interesting quote from David Ortiz. I'm not surprised he's defending the Red Sox here, but you'd think he'd stick up for Rafael Devers a little bit.
Yeah.
He didn't. He said, players need to take this as an example. Nobody is indispensable. You need to be smart and understand the situation. Your worst enemy is your ego. The organization is always going to be there, but players come and go. I get
Interesting.
that he's going to defend the Red Sox till the day he dies.
Yeah.
I understand that. But you gotta. You're a spokesman of the players.
Yeah.
You were a player. You dealt with this stuff. I get that the Red Sox organization treated you perfectly, but you should be able to stick up for a guy who was literally the face of this franchise, probably since David Ortiz retired.
Yeah.
Like with Mookie not there and David Ortiz not there, Rafael Devers quickly became the guy in Boston.
Yeah.
And I think it's almost a disservice to what Rafael Devers did for that franchise to just be like, yeah, well, he was indispensable because of his ego. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of crazy.
That is pretty wild.
But at least Roman Anthony is up. He hit his first home run, which puts him at 2 hits in his first 31 plate appearances. But I'll cut him a little bit of slack. I mean, he's literally like freshly 21 years old.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a little break.
Right.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But let's talk about our good pitching segment of the show. And we're actually going to start off with a guy that Roman Anthony is actually younger than. But this guy is a college baseball pitcher. Arkansas Razorback Gage Wood. I literally could not ignore this. I never talk about college baseball. I certainly would never. I would never intertwine it in the good pitching segment if it wasn't great pitching. This was maybe one of the best pitching performances you'll see in general, let alone the best college baseball pitching performance you can find.
Yeah, this was ridiculous.
Absolutely unbelievable. 19 strikeouts, no walks, 119 pitches, 1 hit by pitch. For the no-hitter, the complete game no-hitter. It's the 3rd no-hitter in men's College World Series history. It's the first no-hitter in a College World Series since like 1960. Yeah, 65 years since that last one. Unbelievable stuff from Gage Wood. All he did was hit one batter with a hit by pitch on the foot to lose that perfect game in the 8th inning, too. It was the longest perfect game bid in a men's College World Series game ever. He took it into the 8th inning. It was the most strikeouts in a 9-inning College World Series game, and it was the 2nd most in general in a College World Series game. Just unbelievable.
Hit him in his back foot, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, what was the thing he said? Oh, yeah, somebody right at the end of the game asked him, what are your emotions right now? He said, shouldn't have hit that guy. Just so funny. But yeah, I had to point that out because that is just an unbelievable pitching.
Nathan, scroll back up to like that little text box. Just up one more. Okay, maybe one more. Yeah. Dang. Took 10 years for the last 2.
Yeah,
in
and
between
then it took
last 2.
65 years. And then he just had to play against Murray State. What the hell is that school that Texas got that no-hitter against? What is Tufts? Is that what it says? Is that what that says? Tufts University in Medford, Massachusetts.
Gave up a no-hitter.
I have no idea, but wow. How did they make the College World Series? I know it was 1950, but like, that's crazy.
Private nonprofit?
I mean, if you're making... Actually, you know what? If you made the College World Series and Ted Williams was still playing baseball, I think that's fine.
Rainn Wilson went there.
Shout out.
Wow.
Shout out Dwight Schrute. But yeah, I had to mention that start because I mean it was as good of baseball as you're gonna find anywhere. And okay, enough of Tufts University, please. Let's talk about Lucas Giolito. Not going to find himself in this category many more times in his career, if I had to guess. But against the Mariners, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 91 pitches for Giolito. That was the 7th consecutive start of 6 or more innings by a Red Sox starting pitcher.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's valuable. If you're going all the way through your entire rotation and then almost through it again, and you're getting 6 innings out of those guys every night, that is amazing.
Yeah.
That is absolutely
1 walk,
unbelievable.
10 strikeouts.
Yeah, he absolutely killed it. Jose Soriano for the Angels against the Yankees. 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, no runs. He gave up 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 101 pitches for him. He was going up against Clark Schmidt, who also pitched a gem, but got the no decision because it was, I think, 0-0 when he came out. But he pitched 7.2, 4 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts on 97 pitches, but no decision for Clark Schmidt in that one. Then the next game, we just get a gem from Kyle Hendricks against the Yankees. Kyle Hendricks, insane. 6 innings pitched, no runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts from Kyle Hendricks in 2025
Against
the Yankees.
Oh, my God. Dude, he's got to be like 45 years old at this point.
I mean, Kyle Hendricks and he's probably maxing out like 88.
Yeah.
Maybe. Shout out to Kyle Hendricks, man.
He's not a fastball first guy, is he?
No, he's like a
Change-up,
change-up guy.
Yeah.
He's like change-up sinker. He's a weird one. But yeah, shout out to Kyle Hendricks. And then I just love pointing out the fact that I was so right about Ryan Pepio coming into the season with the Rays. His final line against the Orioles: 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts on 98 pitches. And the guy he was going up against is going to start off our bad pitching segment. Zach Eflin against one of his former teams, the Rays. 5 innings pitched. Seems fine if he went 5 innings. 12 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and 2 home runs.
Wow.
Yeah. That's just a long day.
Yeah.
To go 5 innings and still be like, I came out of this game, I gave up 7 runs and 12 hits. It's just got to be exhausting.
Yeah.
Walker Buehler, he has become very familiar with the bad pitching side. He, against the Mariners, 3.1 innings pitched, 8 hits, 8 earned runs, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Just awful stuff from Walker Buehler.
He sucks.
Yeah, he is awful. Dylan Cease, not a good one for him either against the Dodgers. Really, the Padres pitching against the Dodgers in general was pretty
This was
bad.
the game that Shohei pitched in, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. And Cease went 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, 1 walk. He had 9 strikeouts, but just not a good day for Dylan Cease.
Yeah, you're losing to the Tigers every time if your starting pitcher gives up 6 runs.
Yeah, and then the next game against the Dodgers as well, the day after that was Jeremiah Estrada coming in relief for Randy Vasquez. Game was tied 3-3 after 5 innings. Estrada comes in, 0 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 earned runs. You can't do that in relief.
No.
In a tie ball game against a division opponent. And what's crazier is that I don't know who was pitching for the Dodgers, but on the other side, the Dodgers reliever came in, gave up 3 runs. He got the win.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude.
just hilarious.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I think that's all I've got for the MLB. Do you have anything?
Stuff, yeah. Go through the old saved. Let's see.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to cover in the MLB this week.
There was. Was this against the Mets, I believe? Oh, yeah, Ronald Acuna's catch right in front of the Coors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty sick.
That was awesome.
Love that.
What? Oh, yeah, we have Juan Soto like not knowing what happened and then getting doubled up was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was, I think it ended in an inning, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Luis Guillorme.
Oh,
that
catch was
catch.
insane.
Yeah, I don't know how he did that
Yeah.
at all. That
Like
was just
falling-
awkward for him.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I thought I had more, but those were really the only 2 things that
let's pull that video up because I'd like to go a little more. It's, that one. Yeah, this catch was unbelievable stuff. I even realized he was on the Astros. Yeah, he looked like a cat, man.
Yeah.
That was awesome. He overran it to the left and just had to reach back with his left hand to catch it. Unbelievable stuff. I've always loved Luis Guillorme because if you looked at him, you'd be like, oh, that guy's a catcher. Nah, middle infielder. It's crazy.
With the beard and everything.
Yeah, he looks insane out there.
He didn't, fair play, he looked really athletic right there, but getting to the spot, he did not look very athletic at all.
No, he don't move fast. I mean, he was playing third base in this game, but yeah, shout out to Luis Guillorme. That was awesome. Okay, let's move on to some NFL news. This will probably be pretty quick. Shedeur Sanders, speaking of quick, was pulled over, got himself a speeding ticket for driving 101 in a 60 on I-71. And then we come to find out, like hours later, this is the second speeding ticket he's gotten in June. I mean, what? Brother, just drive slower. Just drive a little bit over the speed limit.
Yeah.
I mean, 101 in a 60 is crazy. We can't be doing that. Just stick to like what everybody else does, which is like 10 to 15.
Yeah.
10 to 15 over.
And you're chilling.
good. Dude, no cop is going to pull you over unless they're getting you on a super speeder.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then if 101 in a 60.
If you end up getting pulled over for like, let's say you're going 13 over, we're not going to react like how we're reacting right now. We might actually take his side and be like, fuck, it's only 13 over.
Exactly. I'd give him some love. Like, I'd be like, you know what? Dude, I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I would like take that to court if I was Shedeur Sanders. But like, dude, what are you gonna do? And be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've done this twice in the last month. The first one
Yeah.
wasn't enough. Like what? It's crazy. Absolutely insane from Shedeur Sanders. Do we think this affects him at all? I mean, he's in a position where like bad publicity is not gonna help him out.
No. I don't really think it does.
I don't think it does
affect him,
either.
but
I saw some people trying to say that maybe this is just a bad look for him and the family, and of course it is. But like,
it's not too big.
it could be worse. I mean, there's some guys out there doing a lot more deplorable things in the NFL.
Yeah. There was a guy. I keep Rashee Rice.
Yeah,
His was way worse, and he was playing.
Yeah, I
really
mean,
good football.
Stephon Diggs was clearly doing drugs.
Forgot about that.
I believe
the pink powder.
So I heard this through the grapevine, and by through the grapevine, just somebody was talking about something about pink powder. I believe that's 2CB.
No way.
Yeah, I think that's what that is. So shout out to Stephon Diggs. I guess.
Had any endeavors with that one, Grayson?
No, I haven't. I haven't
either.
had any endeavors with any of it. Definitely not powders. That's not happening.
You know, now that I know that it's 2CP, it's not as bad as I probably thought it could have been.
Yeah, you thought it was like super heroin
Yeah.
or something? Yeah. I mean, it's pink.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing the pink drugs, that's crazy. You've gotten to an elevated level.
Yeah.
But yeah,
man.
Shedeur Sanders, I think he'll be fine because of this. I mean, the football he plays, maybe not. But like
Yeah.
the speeding tickets, I think he'll be all right. But make sure he pays them. And make sure you go to court. That was something. Apparently he had a court date. He just didn't show up for it. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that.
Do you think the speeding tickets has anything to do with the Browns quarterback room and how they're going to set up going into week 1 as far as order wise? Because
that's what I'm thinking.
there's
It's like,
another
dude,
rookie you drafted a little bit higher that's not.
I haven't seen Dylan Gabriel breaking the law. He doesn't really come off as a breaking the law kind of guy,
No.
Dylan Gabriel. He
No.
did look like he was really, really high at media day
Yeah.
for the college football playoff, but
Deshaun
about
Watson
it.
needs to set the damn standard about how to be a
Well,
human being.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
true. Deshaun Watson needs to whip his boys in shape, man.
Yeah.
The only guy that's not acting up is Kenny Pickett. It's because his hands are too small, too.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about Jair Alexander. Found himself a job with the Ravens.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Jair Alexander to the Ravens, joining up with his former Louisville teammate Lamar Jackson. There was a good press conference before he actually got signed where somebody asked Lamar, and they were like, have you reached out to your former teammate about a potential reunion? He goes, hey, I love the corners here, but like, sign him, Eric. And then it happened. So yeah, shout out to Lamar and Jair Alexander because they were I think they were like really good friends as well when they played
That's
together at
pretty
Louisville.
cool.
So
Yeah.
that's really cool. As much as I
Jair-
pray on the downfall of Jair Alexander and the fact that he's just not going to be a starter or a significant player in my opinion, because
Really?
Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins are not losing playing time to Jair Alexander.
Probably not, but Marlon Humphrey, I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, he's lost a step, but
Yeah.
I mean Jair Alexander has too. So
That's a good point. But Jair, to be fair, he's got kind of that AFC North energy. I'm sure he'll find a good home.
he does have AFC North injury. I think that's a good point.
And Malachi Starks?
Yeah.
That secondary is going to be kind of mean.
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton? Damn.
Fuck. CJ Mosley hanging it up after 10
No,
seasons. Yeah.
really?
Yeah, 5 in Baltimore, 5 with the New York Jets, and he's going to hang it up. I think 5-time second-team All-Pro.
Yeah.
Never been a first-team All-Pro. He was a runner-up in Defensive Rookie of the Year in his rookie season.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Who'd he lose to?
I don't know. I think it was 2010. Nathan, can you pull up CJ Mosley's football reference page?
I don't think it was all the way 2010. Would it have been?
I think so. No, it wasn't 2010. I think it was 2013. He took one season off. I think he took the
After
COVID
college?
season off. No, I'm saying he took the
okay.
COVID season off. When did he start?
Look at that picture, man.
Yeah, career numbers pretty solid. He had 12 sacks, but he's an inside linebacker, so it's a little different. 2014 draft. Yeah, by the Ravens. First rounder. Yeah, shout out to CJ. Yeah, runner. Click on that Defensive Rookie of the Year thing, and it'll pull up the voting at the
Right
top.
there. Yeah.
Who was first? That's MVP. You just got to keep going until you see Defensive Rookie of the Year. Yeah, that was when JJ was.
Oh, yeah.
Aaron Donald. Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack.
Chris
I
Borland.
forgot about Chris Borland. Jeez.
Wow.
I mean, we know which inside linebacker worked out.
Rob Gronkowski and Jeremy Maclin are your top one. And
Yeah,
top
DeMarco
two.
Murray was the offensive player of the year, and I think that was a Rodgers MVP year.
Antonio Brown,
Le'Veon Brown, and
Bell.
Le'Veon. Wow. Yeah, that was a Rodgers MVP. I think it was.
Tony Romo
Yeah, dude. Tony,
over Tom Brady.
Tony had a great year that year.
Wow.
He actually had
Watt.
very similar numbers to Tom, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, shout out to
Fun
CJ.
rabbit hole.
Yeah, shout out to CJ Mosley for a great career.
Also, he's like the team sack leader every single year he was
Yeah.
in the NFL.
I saw this interesting article called 9 Players Who Are Running Out of Time to Prove Themselves.
Okay.
And I'd love to get your opinions on these guys' opinions.
Actually,
it was
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, it was a fun article to read. I didn't read too much in the descriptions because I wanted to kind of react to it with you. But there's some hot topic names, I would say.
Yeah.
Nathan, do we have that article? Getting that pulled up right now, and believe the first one is Trevor
Bust
Lawrence.
alert. 9 NFL players who are running out of time to prove themselves entering
Somebody clip that for me.
2025 season.
I need Luke saying "bust alert"
All right.
like that.
Cody Benjamin.
Clip. That'll be my text
Cody
tone.
Benjamin.
Yeah, shout
What are
out
we
Cody
saying?
Benjamin from CBS Sports. All right, Nathan, let's you pulling that article up for the people to see?
Yeah. Bust alert.
Well, I'll tell you who's on the thumbnail. Trevor Lawrence. And he's the first one on the list.
That's
here.
a pretty. I could definitely see how he could be first person on this
Yeah.
list.
Yes, I definitely agree. It's
Wow.
it's interesting because it's hard to say that a guy is a bust when he got paid like he did.
Mhm.
$275 million contract is a lot of money for a bust. For
is.
his second deal in the league, that's kind of hard to call him a bust because he got a second contract.
Yeah,
But
he's
for the
hadn't lived up to it.
yeah, exactly. For the
Yeah.
expectation, he certainly hasn't lived up to it. But it's also been a revolving door of head coaches and offensive coordinators and teammates
Yeah.
and everything. So, like, the circumstances certainly haven't been ideal.
Yeah.
I'll say that. This guy's opinion, if you scroll down, Nathan, I believe he said he will not be a bust, is what this guy said. And I think I agree. I think I agree with that. He's getting weapons. We saw what Brian Thomas Jr. was capable of. Now he has Travis Hunter. They keep adding to that team. And I think it's all just kind of up to what Liam Cohen is able to make happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's
I haven't
true.
seen it yet,
That's a big part of it to me too. It's just we got to see what everything looks together.
But this upcoming season is like the perfect season for him to finally
For
give us
sure.
this answer.
For sure. And I think it's the same way for Bryce Young, who's the
Yeah.
next guy on the list. This is a big season for Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Because he is certainly, we all know that CJ Stroud is leaps and bounds ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
We know that for a
For
fact.
sure.
But Bryce is starting to look at a squad ahead of him that's like real.
Yeah.
It's a real team that is being built around him. And he had some good performances last season
Definitely.
that would let you can start to picture what it looks like.
Yeah.
There is a blueprint. I hate to overuse that term, but there is a blueprint for the Panthers.
Yeah.
And Bryce Young is very much a part of that.
Definitely.
But for me with Bryce Young, I could see so many other quarterbacks stepping in and being successful or more successful than him in his current state.
Yeah. Definitely.
That's my biggest thing with Bryce and why I think he could be a bust, because I think at some point here soon, if he doesn't really turn it up, the Panthers will look at it and say, sure, maybe he's playing average. He's playing fine. There's going to be somebody out there that can do that job better with the offense that they've put around him.
Yeah.
I really
agree.
do think that.
But, I mean, then again, though, will he even in 2 years have a team that he can turn it up with?
I don't know. I don't know.
His prediction is he will bust.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to agree with that.
Historically small frame.
I hate
talk
going
about,
back to
that's
that.
the first
I
sentence?
hate going back to that every
The
time.
first sentence. Even his best NFL games haven't included major passing workloads and the Panthers offense. That last part is a pretty good point. But don't put his frame in the first fucking sentence. You
No.
sound like a douche.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying. But I do think he'll be a bust, in my opinion. All right.
But his head and his heart are in the right place.
Yeah, that's so fucking annoying. Look, I love that he's a positive guy.
Man.
Anthony Richardson is well, you know how I feel. Mr. 32 out of 32 for me, but
God, but that throw week 1.
yeah, exactly. He's going to make and he's going to make another one this year.
Yeah.
If he's actually playing cuz he is hurt right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to be honest. Daniel Jones and Riley Leonard are starting to sound appetizing. If I'm the Colts head, if I'm Shane Steichen, I've seen what Anthony Richardson's done.
Yeah.
There is a body of work out there, and it ain't pretty.
Yeah.
Every now and then it is. Maybe for a quarter it is until he gets winded and calls himself off the field.
Yeah.
But, like, right now, Riley Leonard, he was pretty fun to watch in college. It's hard to be like Anthony Richardson has his job locked up.
Daniel Jones has played in some playoff games.
He has played in some playoff games. And he has had an A season. And he also played playoff games that season.
Oh, man.
Yeah, look, I like it. I think there's a chance Richardson loses this job really fast. I think there's a chance Richardson makes 2 starts this season.
Again, he's the Nicholas Jackson of the NFL. He's just way too raw
I
of a
love
player.
that comparison.
Way too raw.
And
he's a rare
Nathan,
physical
I
specimen.
believe the prediction here is will bust. Yes. Will bust. Yeah. 2 years in, only managed to suit up for 15 games. And that's been the story of his career. I mean, this guy hasn't done anything. In college, he barely played any games.
I'll never forget when he checked himself out of the game.
Dude, checking yourself out of the game, and then after the game just being like, I was winded is crazy. Absolutely insane. But yeah, look, top-tier talent for sure. He's got all the talent in the world. All the talent in the world.
Yeah, I do like that, though, that there is finally competition for him because he has a little bit more of an incentive.
That's true. I mean, Flacco wasn't necessarily competition, but like Riley Leonard could potentially be a future quarterback for them.
I'm confident in him. I don't think he's going to bust.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't think
I'm glad
so.
we disagree on one of these. Travis Etienne is an interesting topic.
Get him off the fucking screen.
It's hard with running backs, man, because you could be the highest of highs, and then the next year you're just done.
Bust alert.
Yeah?
I'm signaling the bust alert right here.
Signal the bust alarm. Hit the bust button.
Whoop, 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 whoop. It's Travis Etienne. Nope.
Yeah. I'm out on Travis Etienne, especially when I saw what Tank Bigsby could do a couple times. I know it was a little bit of a small sample size, but like Travis Etienne is okay, well, I can't say this. I can't say Travis Etienne has never jumped off the page to me because then everybody's going to bring up the fact that there is literally a clip out there.
Yeah.
It's like the first YouTube short that was ever posted from this podcast where I was just like, this guy could be a top 5 running back next season.
Hey, it happens. All that I know is that Travis Etienne is like an unserviceable Rachaad White, and Tank Bigsby is like Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like at least Rachaad White serves a purpose. He's a great running back. Travis Etienne is not.
No.
He is not at all.
Absolutely not.
I'm on the will bust side. What side is this rider on, Nathan? Can we scroll down? Just
He
see
thinks
what
he's
side?
going to knock bust.
He
Oh, will bust.
Okay, he says he will bust. I liked it.
Wait a minute. I
agreeing
just
with
saw
this
the
guy.
next guy.
Yeah, the
on
next
the
guy is an
article. I thought he
interesting one.
already busted.
Yeah, I think Traylon Burks is already
like
bust.
2 years ago, he was a bust.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing like special teams last year. I mean, he is a bust. I love Traylon Burks. I think he's got all the talent in the world and has just gotten so overlooked.
He's got a really good frame. Wide receiver as well.
Yeah, I think I've been quoted as saying he has really nice eyes as well. He has good eyes. Shout out to Traylon Burks' eyes, I guess.
Pause.
But
Bust alert.
yeah, I
Grayson
know.
is busted alert.
yeah.
Evan Neal.
Evan Neal is a tough one to read because last season, oh my god, it was awful. But also, Evan Neal could just go somewhere else, and it could just be the offensive line coaching that has been the problem in New York.
It definitely could be. I don't think Evan Neal's a bust.
I think it's.
I'll give him more time.
Yeah, I think it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
Offensive linemen can show up kind of out of nowhere.
Definitely.
I mean, think about what Mekhi Becton did this year with Philly.
Yeah.
I mean,
amazing.
that was insane.
Yeah.
So like it can really just happen anytime.
When, he was a Jet, people were like, okay, where's the guy that we wanted to draft?
Yeah. And I think
So-
that's exactly what's happening with Evan Neal. So
Yeah.
I think he can turn things around.
Definitely.
What does this guy think? Won't bust. All right.
All right.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. But yeah, not even guaranteed to be a starter. So we'll have to see.
Is there more players on this list?
Yeah. There's 9. Trevor Penning, I don't know anything about.
I don't-
Just hand up.
Thank you.
So what's this guy's opinion? Because Trevor Penning's kind of screwed because Kelvin Banks is going to take his spot and probably going to get moved to a different position. He says it won't bust, so Trevor Penning, good luck. Tyree Wilson is interesting.
Bust.
I don't think he's had a shot yet. I
I
feel like he hasn't played. Maybe it's just because he's not doing anything, but like it just feels like he hasn't done anything.
yeah.
But this year is definitely make or break. There's so many guys in that 2020 what was that 2023 draft class
yeah.
that are like their backs are against the wall.
Yeah. Then again, like just the fact of Pete Carroll being there, should we even like just off of that alone pump the brakes on him being a bust?
Maybe. I have no
mean-
idea. I think there's a lot of things that could happen.
Yeah.
But I think with Tyree Wilson, he came into a weird situation. He got drafted at the same time that the whole Chandler Jones thing was going on. And then
I actually forgot about
yeah,
all
and
that.
then Max Crosby went down with an injury last year as well, so that impacted some things for him. So
Yeah.
like Tyree Wilson's had a tough go at it, and he's been just on a pretty awful team. It's
Yeah.
been poorly run for the last like decade. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say he won't bust. I think he's still got time to at least. He might not be a star, but he'll become like a starting guy. Maybe
Yeah.
go somewhere else at the end of this rookie deal and like play some meaningful snaps. Be a
Yeah.
starter. Maybe
I like
maybe he's
that.
not going to have double-digit sacks every year, but like he could be like a Leonard Floyd.
I agree. Yeah. I agree.
All right. Is there anybody else on this list?
It looks
Not
like
really
it. We're
keeping
only
count.
halfway.
Lucas Van Ness, I think, is the last one. There's only 9 on the whole list. I want to say Van Ness is the last one. Van Ness is an interesting one because I know I was super high on him on draft night.
Yeah.
I loved this guy. He's such a great fit for the Packers. I mean, the guy played hockey coming up. Of course he was going to play at Lambeau.
Wow. Nickname Hercules in college.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a very good nickname to have.
That is good. But he hasn't started a game. He's never started.
Really?
Yeah, he's always been a rotational piece. And once again, 2023 draft class, just super odd draft class.
Yeah.
Because you have guys like C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson, which those two play for the same team, but like they've cemented themselves as like stars in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
yeah.
top 10 guys at their position. And it is it's just a lot of other guys that are just it feels like they're just kind of waiting around for a shot. And Lucas Van Ness has a shot this year. He's really got a chance to play some games, but he's just got to be productive. I think that's the biggest problem. He just isn't productive when he does get in the games.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard when you're not the starter, but if you're getting rotational snaps, you got to show out when you get the chance, and he just hasn't.
Definitely.
But I do think he has the build for it. And I think with the defensive line especially, if you've got the build and you've got the skill set, just because it doesn't go your way for a couple of years doesn't mean you're not going to play well.
yeah.
I
That's
think
a
there's
good
a
point.
bit of a longer leash for some of these guys when it's just like you have literally everything you need. It's just hard to put it together. I mean, these offensive linemen are incredible.
Yeah. I mean, they are. Back to like just the idea of being rotational. I really like what Nick Herbig has done with the Steelers, being a rotational edge rusher. He's been really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah. Is there anybody
Just
else
gotta show out.
on this list, Nathan? See?
Nope.
No. That is the end of the list.
He thinks he will bust.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Let's talk about this next thing, and then we'll talk about the Club World Cup. We got these Fanatics NFL soccer kits. I wanted to kind of bridge the gap
man.
here. These NFL soccer kits are interesting. A couple of them I'm cool with. A couple of them very clearly just clones of big teams in iconic jerseys. And a couple of them awful. So we're gonna try and put them up on screen for you guys here, but it's gonna go in alphabetical order, which means we start with the Cardinals and Falcons, and yeah. Why did they have to? Why the Falcons of all teams have to get the worst ones? The Cardinals sleeves look awful, by the way, but
Cardinals kind of look like a Manchester United jersey.
yeah,
Home
United
jersey.
would do something ridiculous with the
Yeah.
sleeves like that. Because I was thinking Arsenal when I saw the red inside, but
Yeah.
the sleeves.
I don't mind the feathers at all on the Cardinals jersey. I think that's actually really cool.
I think it's fine.
The Falcons jersey though, that's just like
Awful.
that is like a piss poor job.
Yes. Why? And we're the only one like that.
The only one was splatter paint. What,
Yes,
what about
we are
the
the
Falcons? Tells
Only
you,
splatter paint one.
damn, dude,
I hate it.
that's so bad.
This just makes me hate Fanatics more. I already hate them enough just for their monopoly they hold on
Oh,
sports apparel, but like, and it's a collared jersey too. Like, what the fuck? It is literally an esports jersey. I said that to Nathan before the recording, but like, it looks like an esports team. It's crazy.
Jesus.
All right, we can move little quicker here.
Ravens is cool.
Ravens one is sick.
And the
Love
Bills
the
one is
Ravens.
cool.
Bills one, classic PSG in my eyes, with like kind of a
Yeah,
different
I didn't
color
even
change
think of
there.
that.
Love that. Hate the Panthers in black.
I'm honestly fine with that. Do you
but
remember
I want the light blue accents like their jerseys.
Okay, that would have been cool. But do you remember the Dortmund jersey that they had that was
Yeah.
all black like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even if you just had like the light blue accents on like the NFC logo and like maybe like the collar and the end of the
I
sleeve
agree.
maybe,
Yeah,
like,
I
that would
agree.
be cool cuz like I like how their black jerseys have that blue pop to them.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
The Bears is fine.
The Bears one just looks like what like old Bears fans wear. Just like those like knit polos
Those
that
Mike
they
Ditka
all wear.
guys.
Yeah. Like, that's just exactly what it is, except it's cut like a soccer jersey.
Yeah.
Bengals one's awful.
Yeah.
I think it's boring.
I mean, you got the stripes.
It's just stripes.
But the Bengals orange on the lettering in the front there
That part
doesn't
is
even
good.
look like.
No, sorry. I was going to say the collar looks good.
The
but-
color looks good, but why does it not match the
Yeah, you're right.
the
it
lettering
doesn't.
there?
That
It's
is
like a
weird.
mango versus like actual Bengals orange.
I hate the Browns one because they used a catchphrase for the team or like a nickname for the team as like a jersey sponsor on a plain jersey. That's
Yeah,
just
I
so
don't know.
boring. So boring.
Yeah. I like the sleeves and the collar.
The sleeves
though.
are fine. I don't think I love the two different colors. Like ending the piping to only be over like the bicep is kind of weird to me.
That is, yeah.
All right, on to the next. Cowboys, clean.
Yeah.
Very clean.
Very clean.
Love it. Broncos is literally just a Broncos jersey.
Yeah.
Like
kept
that's
that
like the
one pretty
Reebok
similar.
Broncos jerseys.
But is the Cowboys one, it's clean, but is it almost too
Boring.
plain for anybody to buy it?
I think the piping on the sleeves gives it a little bit of love,
Okay.
and that's all.
Yeah.
But think about
No.
think about the Cowboys jerseys. The Cowboys jersey is literally just that.
Yeah. And
So
they do pretty much only have one jersey as well.
Yeah.
And that one would look perfect with your Air Force Ones and jean shorts.
yeah,
So
Lions I think also kind of
clean.
a little bit taking from like that PSG look of the stripe down the middle. I would think of Napoli probably with the color scheme.
Or like 2004 Chelsea away jersey. The white one with the
Sure.
you don't know what that
I
one
don't
looks
really
like.
have that one on the
And
top
also,
of my
why
mind.
is the lion's tail cutting into the stripe?
I
there?
hate
Do you
that.
see that?
Yeah, I
That's
hate
like just
that.
dumb.
Is it still the same blue or is it the gray? Sorry, I just can't tell on the screen. On the second, like the outside piping? Because I would love if that was the gray.
On the Lions?
Yeah. I would love it
I
if
don't
that
think-
was like their like steel gray color.
Like their Thanksgiving gray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a great little addition. Because I think that's how their helmets are, right? The center stripe on their helmets is
Yeah.
blue with the gray. I think that would look
Dude,
great.
look at this comparison. That's the Chelsea jersey
That is super similar.
compared to the Lions jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is super similar.
This
You can show it to the camera.
oh, yeah.
It's
Let's
on
see.
it's on full-time autofocus. It should fix
Yeah,
it.
this is from onesports.com.
Are we getting it?
Kinda.
I think they get the gist.
Yeah.
But yeah, my thought was like I feel like Napoli has had a jersey with that center stripe recently.
I can't think of it.
I can't remember. The Packers jersey is interesting. It that's like a Brazilian team's like style, right? Some Brazilian team rocks that style. Yeah, they put the stars above it, which is all the 4 stars for their 4 Super Bowls, I think, right?
Stupid.
I think they have 4 Super Bowls. But I don't love the green collar. Whatever. I don't care. I was just guessing, man. I have to guess, okay? That's just how this works. I have to guess.
Yeah, it is awkward because like
But it just looks off.
nothing else
Because
matches the color.
like it's not the same pattern.
Nope.
Like nothing else is matching it. I don't like that part. All right. Next. Texans.
Wait a minute. What
Garbage.
Oaxaca? Or is that the
What?
team in Mexico? That black and white team? Oaxaca?
I think there's plenty of teams that do that. That same style.
Yeah,
A
and
lot
then
of South American teams do that.
yeah. Indianapolis Colts, Inter
Literally
Milan.
just Inter Milan. It is literally Inter Milan, except it says Colts on the front. They even have like a relatively circular logo too. The Jags one's awful. Stop doing animal prints for all the animal logos. It's awful. But I do like the like accent colors on the collar and under the sleeve.
Yeah.
I like that, but the patterns just don't play. The Chiefs one's awesome. The Chiefs one gives me like What didn't Germany do a jersey like that back in like the 80s?
Yeah. Like one of the West Germany kits or something. Yeah.
I feel like I could see Franz Beckenbauer in that shit.
That's well, they didn't have it on the whole jersey.
yeah, but
they
it was
had
just
on
like here. Yeah. But I love that
that
style.
one's cool. Oh, and by the way, it was Atlas, the team in the Liga
Atlas.
MX that I was
Yes.
thinking of. They look like the
Yes.
Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Raiders is sick.
Yeah, I
that's
love that.
nice.
Love that Raiders one. And I'm not even like
the Chargers is.
I'm not one of those guys that likes the Raiders jerseys. I don't think
Really?
I'm not a Raiders jerseys guy
dude.
because I think it's literally just black, gray, and white.
Silver.
I don't care. It's gray. But I do like what I like about it is that the Raiders part on that jersey is like a patch, which I think is interesting.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, I thought that
Yeah.
was an interesting accent to point out there. The Chargers one is just tacky, in my opinion.
It's all right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It looks very MLS coded for sure.
Yeah.
That was definitely
did
getting
you-
worn in
you know
like
what's
the
actually
early
kinda weird?
MLS days.
Look at the collars of the sleeves. It's still blue. I feel like you should
The
have made
piping?
You
Yeah.
should have made the left side first
yeah.
yellow
That's fair. Yeah, I could see that.
instead of keeping it
I
consistent.
do like that the AFC logo is yellow.
Yeah.
That's a good touch. Rams
Rams is a lot better.
I like that.
And
one
the
a lot.
Dolphins is just that Inter Miami kit.
Is that what is the pattern there on the Rams jersey? Nathan, you can probably give us a closer look there.
Is it an eye
Interesting.
for St.
Yeah.
Louis?
I thought it looked good, but yeah, I like that kind of texture to it.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then the Dolphins one with that kind of very light water waves
It's cool.
look is nice. It's clean. I don't love the piping and the collar, but it just really jumps off with that color.
Yeah.
It really sticks out. Vikings, I don't mind the little like Viking symbols.
What did
It's
they?
a little weird, but the Patriots is fucking crazy.
That is
That's just
disgusting.
not the Patriots.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the Falcons.
That's AC Milan.
yeah, exactly.
They should have made the Falcons AC Milan.
Yeah. Also, why'd they put the Patriot logo as well under the text? Why is that there?
It's just it looks weird with
I
the
hate it.
two. You have the logo twice.
Yeah, I hate that. That might be the worst one
Yeah.
to this point.
That definitely could be.
I like the Vikings one. It's fun.
The Vikings one's actually
fun.
really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
some Norwegian team probably wears those. Do you guys know that Finland is not technically Scandinavian? I found that out a couple weeks ago. Didn't know that. Yeah, because they're like connected. Yeah, it's Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. Had no
Saints
idea.
is pretty clean.
Saints is clean. I hit the what's there's a pattern on that too. I just can't see it on the gold. Oh, their logo.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And the
What is that
Giants is
called?
clean.
Yeah, the Giants one's clean. Yeah, I wish the Giants one was more like the old like Giants logo where the line like is right under it because like that's like a little separated.
Yeah.
I wish the line was like right there. I think it's a little too
And
spaced.
maybe you could, instead of having New York there underlined, you could have had Giants.
Yeah, you could have done Giants.
Yeah.
for sure.
Instead of the NY. But
The Jets one is like
Ooh,
Celtic.
I like that.
Yeah, which I love.
That's nice.
When I saw the Jets one, first thing I thought was rugby
Yeah.
when I saw that. But I like it. I think the Eagles one's boring.
Yeah.
I feel like if with the Eagles, you got to do the Kelly Green.
Yeah.
I mean, come
Yeah.
on. But the Jets one I think is awesome. I think
Yeah.
it's a classic silhouette.
It is.
Steelers, not bad.
I don't like the
Pretty
Steelers.
plain. I think it just looks like a T-shirt.
Exactly.
49ers, I like that script logo a lot. There is some texture to that, right? Looks like it. A map. Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Interesting.
Cool touch.
Oh, okay. So some team's done something similar to this. Okay.
Was it Napoli? Did they have a home jersey that did that?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that
Wow.
49ers one looks good. That one's more Arsenal to me with the white on the sleeves.
Yeah.
I know it's a different shade of red, but ooh, the Buccaneers, I don't know. You're pushing it. You're pushing it.
You got the
really
ship in the
pushing
background
it.
there.
Yeah, I don't know. The Bucks are pushing it.
I like it.
The Seahawks one's kind of crazy.
I like that one too.
I don't mind it. I don't know if you need, what is it, like a... Yeah, that's true. They could just wear the Seattle Sounders jerseys. But,
Yeah.
I think what's the deal with the pattern in those stripes? What is...
I think it's don't they have their helmet that's like
Dude,
that?
yeah, I was about to say, I think they have like part of their
Something
like they
on their
used to
jersey or
used to
something.
have a helmet that was the center stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind the Seahawks one though. I like it more than the Bucks one. I think the Bucks one's crazy. It's just a little much. And I don't like the red text. The all red text, I don't think looks good. All right, next. Titans, stop making gradient jerseys.
Love it.
Stop making gradient jerseys in
Titans
every
sick.
sport. Get that shit out of here.
Dude, with the blue inside too?
It's the same reason why most teams get the City Connect wrong. It's the same reason why the Falcons have thrown out those jerseys. Gradients don't work.
Dude, the Falcons jerseys were awesome.
Ugh. Gross.
Loved them.
Commanders, I'm cool with it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty standard. There's some kind of dots on it. Which I think their jersey is like that. I feel like their uniform is kind of like that anyways. And that should be it. All right. That was a fun little thing to look through. No, I'm not going to take any time to design things like this. No. All right, well, I think that does it for these NFL soccer kits, and that's a perfect segue over to the worst soccer event ever, the Club World Cup. We're kind of forced to cover it, because what else are we going to talk about? Christian Pulisic crying about not playing in the Gold Cup? Like, the fuck are we possibly going to talk about?
What an American thing to cry over, not being able to play in the Gold Cup.
He's such a bitch. But Landon Donovan's worse. Yeah. Just saying.
Didn't
Landon Donovan is the worst commentator of soccer. Oh, this website sucks dick, by the way, Nathan. Trust me, it's been a struggle of mine. You have to start all the way at the top if you want to scroll down. It's awful. We don't even have to talk about scores for the moment. I just want to talk about how I think so far this tournament is a flop. Yes, I know. The opening match, big deal in Miami. 0-0 draw between Al Ahly and Inter Miami on a Saturday night. What a barn burner.
What was the attendance on this one? Don't you have it pulled up somewhere?
Not high enough. If I had to guess, no, it's on ESPN. It's 60,000 actually. It's very good. Yeah,
60,000 people watched. No goals.
The highest attendance, by the way, was on Sunday. It was PSG versus Atletico Madrid at the Rose Bowl. Of course, that had the highest attendance.
Yeah,
80,000 people.
Wow,
stacking out the Rose Bowl for that one. But in Cincinnati, a cool 21,000 people got to watch Bayern Munich put up 10 goals on Auckland City. Auckland City doesn't even have their full squad with them because half of them work part-time jobs. Yeah, that's that's crazy. No, they couldn't get the PTO. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, this tournament is a flop. Nobody's covering it because DAZN has the rights to the videos. Yeah. So ESPN can't post clips from it. Yeah, ESPN can't post clips from it. You know, CBS Sports isn't posting stuff from it. Like, every single American channel or whatever that you follow to get soccer content can't post it because DAZN has the streaming rights. It's awful.
I feel like
absolutely awful.
I was telling you pre-recording. I feel like I've seen like a lot on my social media.
I haven't seen anything. And I don't really know why. But I think part of it is just DAZN has the streaming. I don't follow DAZN soccer or whatever the fuck they're posting their clips through.
Yeah.
So like it's just something that doesn't really hit my radar. But it's also just that main accounts aren't really talking about it. Like, I mean, ESPN FC, I haven't seen them talk about it at all. And like, obviously like CBS Sports isn't going to talk about it because they don't own the rights to it. But like all these soccer pages that I follow to get these updates, I'm not getting anything from.
Yeah.
So
honestly, a transfer window would just be a lot more fun.
Yeah, honestly, we could just sit here and just be like, this guy might go here and this guy might go here, and it might be more entertaining.
Yeah.
Also, like we said, all the stadiums practically empty because why the fuck would Flamenco and ES Tunis have a fan base finding themselves in Philadelphia at a 9 p.m. kickoff? Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, sure, like that is in Flamenco's time zone, but like Tunis, what fucking time was it in Tunisia at 9 p.m. in Philadelphia? What? The middle of the fucking night in Tunisia? I mean, Tunisia's like 9 hours ahead of us. Like, what are we talking about here?
I don't know.
Why are we doing this to them? These diehard fans are like, yes, our team is playing in the Club World Cup.
Yeah, it would have been at, what, 2 in the morning, right?
Yeah, it would have been starting at 2 in the morning. I mean, come on.
I guarantee you their ultras probably weren't even awake for that one.
No. Why would they? And like, what game gets played on it's American prime time on a Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time on a Tuesday. Ulsan HD versus Mamelodi Sundowns at Lumen Field in Seattle, at which was 4 p.m. local time, but 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. is prime time in America.
Mm-hmm.
There was a whopping 3,400 people at that match.
Yep. And 300 people watched it on TV.
Who the fuck chose where these games are and who's playing who and all of this stuff? Because it is just wrong. Why is Pachuca playing a game against Salzburg in fucking Cincinnati? Put it in Austin, Houston, Dallas, anywhere in Texas for that matter. SoCal, Arizona, Atlanta. I don't give a fuck. Literally any of those places, you will get a crowd because Pachuca fans will travel, and there's probably plenty of Pachuca fans living in the states in those states. But instead, we got 5,000 people who openly eat fucking chili on spaghetti at this game in fucking Cincinnati. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? And then, why is Inter Miami playing Porto? A genuine European, like, powerhouse.
Yeah.
Porto. On a Thursday at 3 p.m. in Atlanta. I get it being in Atlanta. Atlanta has become such a great city for the sport. But you have the greatest player of all time playing a truly good, truly great European side. And you're in this big city that has gotten such a huge growth in soccer culture.
3 p.m. on a weekday.
3 p.m. on a weekday. What are we talking? Lionel Messi hit a beautiful game-winning free kick in this match
in front of nobody
at 5 p.m. What the fuck? In front of 30,000 people.
Yeah.
Whenever has Messi played in front of 30,000 people?
That's a good point. Probably when he was a teenager.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like there's probably guys going to the U18s Barcelona matches. Probably more than 30,000 people going to those.
Probably, yeah. Hey, the Palermo's fans showed up though.
Yes,
and what there were videos of them on the subway and Times Square.
The Brazilian squads, I will give them some credit. Their fans show up.
They showed out.
They showed up.
You know what was crazy about the Sunday game where Chelsea played LAFC?
It was Monday.
Monday rather. Yeah. Even better. They were like, "Oh yeah, Chelsea just only has a fan base in Lagos and London."
I mean, that is their two biggest fan bases.
That is true, but I don't think it has anything to do with fan bases of the team.
You know what's crazy? The first 2 videos I saw about this at all happening was Monday night. I saw 2 different videos from 2 different Chelsea fans. Literally, both of them separately. They were not together or anything. These videos had nothing.
Benson?
I don't think so.
Oh.
None of them. Nothing had to do with anything. Both British Chelsea fans saying that Mercedes-Benz Stadium is the best soccer stadium they've ever stepped foot in.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell
because
yeah.
They were like, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
The pitch looked great. Like the atmosphere, everything outside the stadium was awesome. Like, that makes me feel really good.
Yeah, fair play.
Yeah. That makes me feel really good for when the World Cup is here next year.
Yes.
Because, like, a World Cup match at Mercedes-Benz Stadium is a big deal for just Atlanta in general.
For sure.
And, like, that's the shit that, like, I like as a guy that graduated in sport management. Like, seeing the facility do so well and get so much respect internationally is a big deal.
Yeah.
Is a huge deal for tourism in Georgia, really. So,
yeah. Questionable for concerts, but
sure.
Aside from
I gotta be honest, concerts in stadium on football fields in general is tough.
Yeah.
I think baseball works, and I think a basketball arena typically works because it's small enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
But football fields are definitely questionable.
Yeah.
Was that where Metallica was?
It was.
Okay.
And my aunt and I both looked at each other, I think when Pantera was still playing right before Metallica came on, and we were just like, the audio just sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's too big.
And then when we got home and I was telling my parents about it, my dad was like, oh yeah, I've heard that about Mercedes-Benz before, about concerts being just the audio not sounding right.
Yeah, I mean, our mom went to Jelly Roll on Mother's Day, and she got in a seat where she couldn't see the stage.
Oh, because of the huge. Yeah, that's kind of how we were. But there was no one
crazy.
in front of us.
Yeah, it's insane.
But yeah,
it's insane. But love Mercedes-Benz, and I'm glad that the soccer fans love it
Definitely.
as well.
Yeah.
Love to see people coming from other countries.
ooh, that could be a pretty big one there.
Which one?
The
PSG and
right there.
Botafogo.
Yeah,
It's being
at the
played
Rose
tonight.
Bowl.
It is starting in 10 minutes of the Rose Bowl. Yep. It's so tough to try and get these teams' fan bases to travel. I mean, PSG has an international fan base. If you went around the streets of even like a pretty popular soccer city and said, "Where is Botafogo?" Or honestly, what is Botafogo? Nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. But like PSG, I mean, I own a PSG jersey just because they're fashionable. I bought it
been
at the
fashionable.
PSG team store, so in Paris. That's the only reason I bought it. But
Yeah.
like,
We saw one in Vegas.
yeah,
didn't we?
yeah, they have a PSG store in Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, Dick's Sporting Goods in Kennesaw, they have PSG jerseys for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just it's a popular fashion piece.
It's kind of cool that like the most popular team in Paris also pushes fashion. I mean, it's a big deal in Paris regardless. So
Of course. PSG versus Botafogo tickets, a lot available. A lot of them
oh, yeah,
available.
we could probably make it up there real quick. You wanted to?
Why is that one $435 up there?
That one's 29.
Yeah, 2 sections over. Expensive ass tickets. I mean, that's crazy price.
Wow.
Crazy prices. Good God.
Oh, that maybe because it's by the tunnel.
But
Right?
like, come on. And
Also,
also,
would that be the tunnel right there? Those two, like the
maybe
28As, maybe? I don't know.
you're also really far from the pitch at the Rose Bowl
Yeah,
because
you
it's
are.
made for football, so there's a huge sideline.
Yeah. Dude, I remember when Atlanta United played at Bobby Dodd.
Oh, it was awful.
Dude, for corner kicks, you didn't have a run up. There had to be 2 people on every corner
'cause the
kick.
field
there.
was just too small.
But like, bro, you were so close to the players
Yeah.
when there was a corner kick.
Yeah,
So
pretty awesome. Yeah. Well, we sat in the corner at Mercedes-Benz as well. And that one, you're still kind of close
Did
for
y'all
soccer.
Did y'all see an Atlanta United game at Bobby Dodd?
Yeah. we went to
Really?
one. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Kind of wish they still played.
Well, our
there, to be
dad was
honest.
working at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Do y'all remember who it was against?
No, I don't. Orlando, right? Yeah.
I was probably at the one that y'all went to at Bobby Dodd.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
That
No, I
was
was in the supporter
before
section.
we knew each other. Yeah.
Oh wow.
But one thing I can respect about the teams that are playing in the Club World Cup, I respect nothing about FIFA's organizing of it or DAZN's ownership of the media rights in America for it. But I do respect the fact that these teams are playing their rosters. They're playing first teams, which I do respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
The problem is when one of the best strikers in the world is hospitalized for gastroenteritis. Kylian Mbappe has gastroenteritis. Yeah, Nathan had that at one point. Yeah, it's pretty bad just to watch. Yeah.
Wow.
Nathan spent 4 days in the hospital with gastroenteritis, so I'm sure Mbappe will be over it pretty quickly.
I think I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, let's get a Nathan input here. So
Yeah.
what's Kylian
Gastroenteritis
Mbappe going
sucks.
through?
So basically, gastroenteritis is when a lot of fats and oils build up in your digestive tract so that you can't process any food or drink that you're taking in because it clogs up your entire digestive tract. So every time you eat or drink something, it hits the block. It's basically like a dam. It just stops everything. And so you just throw it back up at some point because it never gets through you.
Yeah.
It's terrible. And the worst part is that whenever you go to get like scanned for it or anything, their first thought is that your appendix is fucked up. And so like their first thought is we got to take his appendix out. And apparently that's very common with gastroenteritis. But then they find out that that's all it is. And then you just like get IV'd and basically just wait until it kind of like they give you some sort of medicine and do like it wasn't anything like surgery required or anything.
Yeah.
It's just that you can't eat or drink anything. So
Just
you
had to heal.
Yeah, you have no like energy. Like I was in a bed for I think 3 days of the 4 days I was in the hospital because I had no energy because I had no food in my system in the last 3 or 4 days.
Damn.
Yeah, so
It
that
was
sucks.
awful.
It'd be really hard to play soccer.
Yeah, before I even went to the hospital, I've been throwing up everything
Yeah.
for like 3 or 4 days before that.
Yeah.
And then spent another 4 days in the hospital.
I don't know. I find it weird to hear that a high level athlete has that.
I mean, it can kind of
Yeah.
happen to anybody, though.
It sounds like it.
I
Yeah.
hear it only happens to high-level athletes.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is. Actually, to be fair, at that time of my life, I was in a
You were
very
playing
good shape.
sports,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was in very good shape at that time. Like, that was not, at any point where I was just only eating junk or something
Yeah.
like that. Like,
Yeah.
it just happens because
Uh-huh.
everything's got oils and fats in it,
Yeah.
unless you're just on one of the crazy diets. So
Yeah.
it could just happen. Plus,
True.
I think a lot of it too is if you're not drinking enough fluids, which you both know I'm very bad about drinking
Yeah, that's
fluids,
true.
which means
I'm dehydrated right now.
I'm always dehydrated. My body has no idea what water is.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that, if he just wasn't staying hydrated enough, like during a couple weeks of off-season stuff or something like that,
Yeah.
that
It could build up.
Yeah.
build up
That's a good
on
point.
some of that other stuff and just cause a problem.
Yeah, I think to all the viewers that are still listening, it's safe to say that the Club World Cup is very entertaining. super
We're talking
entertaining.
about fucking killing Mbappe's tummy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably true. Yeah, you guys are twins. All right, well, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's that time. I really do think it's that time. It's that time we answer some questions live from Nathan.
Nathan, it's all on you to bring the vibe back
yeah,
up.
you
Let's
got to
get
bring
it.
the
Come
vibe
on.
back up because the Club World
Pressure's
Cup
on.
killed it.
Well, then would you guys like me to start with a guess who?
Fuck yeah.
Oh, let's do it. Guess who?
I will say, haven't read through the cues. Used Grok AI to get the clues for
Great.
us,
Yeah.
and the player. I didn't even choose a player. I let it choose.
That's kind of scary.
Again, these clues could literally just have his name in it.
Who knows what Elon's got up to?
I will tell you it's MLB.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that's all I'll give you. Even though it's pretty obvious in this first clue.
Mm.
This player's signature pitch, a knuckle curve, has been known to generate an exceptional number of swings and misses, with a recent game showcasing a career-high 21 whiffs, including 10 on that pitch alone against a Minnesota team.
Okay.
Against a Minnesota
Can we just
team.
guess? Like, we get a guess per round?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Max Fried.
No,
I think he throws a knuckle curve, but
Oh man,
I think he does as well.
I can't think of people who throw knuckle curves right now.
The hardest thing is like who throws a knuckle curve, who throws a slur, who throws a
Yeah.
curveball, who
Yeah.
throws
12-6.
12-6.
Yeah.
Seth Lugo.
No.
Smart to go AL Central though.
I mean,
In 2025, this athlete transformed from a prospect with a rocky start to a dominant force, posting a 1.16 ERA over a 24-inning scoreless streak early in the season.
I have a guess.
Wait,
I don't know if
20
he throws a knuckle curve though.
2025.
What you got, Luke?
I'll
you
let
go.
Grace-
No, you can go.
You sure?
go.
I got
Is it
nothing right
Garrett Crochet?
No.
now. In 2025, he went
What is that?
from what? No, what's the hint? No.
This athlete transformed from a prospect with a rocky start to a dominant force, posting a 1.16 ERA over a 24-inning scoreless streak early in the season.
Prospect with a rocky start.
I actually
It's a
like
good
these hints
description.
so far. They're
Very good
descriptive
description,
without
yeah.
being obvious.
Shout out Grok. Gotta think of a young guy then. Oh shit. Who's throwing good right now? I got nothing on the top of my mind. I'm gonna go with Dustin May.
No.
Okay. And he's been around for a while, but he was a prospect with a
rocky start.
I mean, he
this year?
was. Oh, this
It
season?
was in
I didn't know
2025.
if it meant like he
yeah,
was
I
he
guess-
was
I guess,
known
yeah,
as
it doesn't really
a prospect
say,
with a
but-
rocky start, and then he became something
Yeah,
good this
it doesn't
season.
really say,
I don't
so
know.
I guess. All right, next clue. Known for a flexible, almost acrobatic pitching motion, this player's unique backbend and physicality
help me
resemble that
at
of a
all.
fullback, a trait honed over 6 years of development.
Does not help me at all.
It's apparently a fullback. I don't even know how big this dude is,
I
to be
have
honest with you.
Genuinely nothing.
Nah.
I have nothing coming to
Maybe
mind.
this guy could be a fullback, but I don't think he's pitching well right now. And he may not even be a starter in this rotation.
Who?
Is it Kumar Rocker?
No, but I like the fullback call.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
we call him fullback. He's a big
dude.
guy.
He is a big dude.
Once again, just nothing on my
I also
brain.
don't know if he throws a knuckle curve.
I doubt it.
Probably.
And he's been awful this season.
Yeah.
He got sent down. Gotta think of young pitchers. Damn, I have genuinely nothing coming to mind.
How many more clues do we have, Nathan?
Can I get
You got 2 more.
No, you cannot get.
every time I was like about to every time I think of somebody, I'm like, no, there's no way. Let's go with Cole Reagans. I don't think that's even accurate at all for the descriptions, but
I did just look up this guy's height and weight, and I'll just give it to you guys because I don't think you guys just know everybody's height and weight. He's 6'2", 220.
yeah, I mean that's
Just average.
no, that's pretty large for a pitcher.
I guess weight-wise.
Weight wise.
Yeah, weight-wise.
Yeah.
All right. This pitcher's arsenal evolved from primarily 3 pitches, a 4-seam, a knuckle curve, and a cutter, to including a sinker, contributing to a dramatic improvement with a 2.45 ERA since adopting the new pitch.
Okay, I got a new guy.
What you got?
Wait. it's
Pull the trigger.
no, he's on the Guardians. Is it Gavin Williams? Is that his name?
I
Something
don't know
like
who
that?
that is, but no.
Okay. Is he on the Guardians? Because that might
Maybe.
be the guy I'm thinking of. Well, no, I'm saying is the guy on there on the Guardians.
Gavin Williams is a pretty good pitcher.
Is that who I was? Okay. He's on the Guardians?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I thought he fit the description of
Pretty sure.
shaky start prospect.
Too bad he is 6'6", 250.
Fucking know how tall he is,
Come on,
man.
dude, you don't know?
6'6", 250?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
power
big.
forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
This day and age,
Maybe
that's
small
a
forward.
Small
shooting guard.
forward.
Yeah.
Shooting guard. Yeah. It's probably Halliburton.
He's playing today,
Yeah.
right now.
Probably going to
Wow.
lose.
Dang, I feel like I've exhausted all my resources right
Yeah,
now.
dude, I got
Nathan.
fucking nothing on my mind. It was a stretch to get to Gavin Williams.
Do you know who this pitcher is, Nathan? You said you didn't, did you?
I don't think I would have ever guessed it.
okay.
Okay.
That's fun.
That's cool.
He was the only name that like I recognized his name as
Yeah.
a pitcher, but I think it's from MLB The Show and not from watching him pitch.
And he's been decent this season.
This season currently, I'll give you this. He has a 1.88 ERA.
How many games has he played? Can we get
He
that?
has played two.
Wait, 188 is really low.
He has started 14 games.
I've got another guess, but
You gotta
I
wait
think,
till the next.
yeah, I gotta
clue.
wait.
Next clue is the last one as well.
I'll pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
In his rookie season, this player joined an elite group in his franchise's history, becoming one of only 3 to throw at least 6 scoreless innings in a major league debut.
Okay. I think it's one of the Royals pitchers. I can't decide if it's Bubic or if it's that other guy they just brought up that I can't think of his name. I'm going to go with Chris Bubic.
Incorrect.
We've guessed Cole Reagan, Seth Lugo, and Bubic now.
Nice. It's just the AL Central because his most recent game was against the Twins, so I just keep leaning AL Central.
I have no idea.
This guy is second in the MLB in ERA right
Dude,
now.
that's why I said Bubic, but he just fucked up his whole ERA. I got
Is it-
another. It could be up there.
Crap, I don't want to be an idiot.
Second ERA, tied 7th in strikeouts, tied
Is-
2nd in win-loss.
No. I was going to say Tanner Bibby, but that's the one that you said is not playing well.
No.
And you thought he was going to play well.
Yeah.
6th in whip. A sub
Who
1
the
whip.
fuck is this guy? What division does he play in?
Well, I already
give you
guessed
that
this
right
round.
there.
Yeah.
I'll give you another guess. What division does he play in?
Oh, okay.
He plays, I always forget, AL West.
Oh.
That totally threw me off. Oh, I think I
I
have
feel
it.
like it's athletics.
I think I have it.
Luke,
Do
you
I get
to
another
guess
guess?
first.
I still don't. I don't have a clue. Go ahead, Gray.
Hunter Brown.
It is Hunter
Yeah.
Brown.
Athletics.
No.
No.
Astros.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Once we got all those numbers about how good he's been, I was like, oh, yeah, it's got to be Hunter Brown.
I didn't realize he was doing that good until
Yeah.
I pulled
Oh,
up
he's
his baseball
unbelievable.
reference, and I was
He's
like,
like
oh.
a contender for Cy Young.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. I feel like Kumar. I feel like Kumar is like 6'2", 220. Like I'm not even kidding. I feel like he's
I think he might
exactly
be
the same
taller.
dimensions.
6'5", 245.
Yeah.
He's a linebacker, not
Yeah.
a fullback.
Yeah.
But he's a tight end.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except he could throw it like the entire length of the stadium.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, sure.
Quarterback.
All right. Ready for normal questions? All right. We're going to start with the would you rather because they're pretty fun. Would you rather lose the ability to lie or believe everything somebody tells you?
Oh, lose the ability to lie.
Yeah,
Always
lose
be
the-
honest
yeah.
with
Yeah.
everybody about everything.
Yeah.
Lose the
Then
ability
to
to
just
lie.
believe
Then to
everything.
blindly
Be the most
believe
gullible
everything.
human being? No.
Then again, though, maybe it's easier to just believe people than to be left wondering all the time.
But
You think?
that's just life.
I would say you already live the life of like, are they telling me the truth?
Yeah, but you would just believe them. So like the anxiety of you being like, oh, like I just don't know
Yeah, but
about
if
that
somebody
would be
walks up
gone.
to you and says, Luke, you're actually really rich.
You
You just go into massive credit card debt.
Yeah, they'd be like, you have $1 million, and then you would spend money and you'd run out of your money.
Or you would just look at your checking account and be like, oh, I don't have $1 million.
That's true. Nobody said you had to do
That's
anything.
true.
You just have to believe what
I
they
think
say.
the other one's easy.
Yeah.
Easy choice.
Yeah, I don't want to lie. I'd rather not.
I'd rather
like,
just not
people
lie.
tell me stuff, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, of course.
Nah,
Unfortunately, there's people like that.
I'm never
as well,
lying.
though. It's kind of crazy.
I already
All right.
try not to. Colin would be in for hell.
Who do you think will get snubbed to the All-Star game?
Um,
DJ LeMahieu.
Don't ever call him snub.
it's always a pitcher. It's always a pitcher because we don't vote on them.
Yeah.
It's always a starting pitcher. I think Spencer Schwellenbach is going to get snubbed. I think he should make it.
He seems like a very snubbable
Or Grant
pitcher.
Holmes. I think Grant Holmes might deserve to be there too. Had a lot of good starting pitching.
I
for the
love
Braves.
Mr. White Trash. I love Grant Holmes, dude.
Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
I wish I could grow out the facial hair like him.
You did have the hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody actually told me recently, without even seeing you recently, they said that you looked like him.
I mean, my old hair was much more like his.
yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, you got anybody?
Hmm.
Could be your team, could be somebody else in the league that you just think won't get the votes.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Austin Wells could be considered a snub.
Maybe.
I feel like he's been all right.
He's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, Freed's certainly going to make it.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy to see
Judge,
Jordan
obviously.
Alvarez 5th in DH.
He's
vote.
been awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just doesn't feel right.
Yeah. It won't be a snub, but it'll be surprising for him not to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can
All
see
right.
that.
We'll go to the next question.
Yeah.
What NFL team is going to surprise the entire league this year? One for good and one for bad.
Ooh. The Texans are going to be the good surprise.
Okay.
High on the
Surprise?
Texans again, because I think they're going to win 14 plus games.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how good I think the Texans are next year. And the team I keep looking at where I'm just like, I don't know where it makes sense is the Steelers. I just don't see where it makes sense in my mind.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like every time I look at teams right now, I'm just like, that one doesn't look right.
I don't know. It's crazy that there's still people in that sentiment going around when, Mike Tomlin's never had a losing season.
I get that.
But, I mean,
something doesn't look right.
the depth chart is probably the weakest it's been in a minute, though.
Yeah.
for the Pittsburgh
Also,
Steelers.
I think the Dolphins could be a surprisingly bad team. I just need to look at all the teams and think about them as I look around.
Surprisingly good. I kind of like maybe either the Broncos or I think the Raiders will improve more
like
than
that
a lot
too.
of people would expect.
Yeah. I think I would say the Patriots for surprisingly good, but I think people know they're going to take a step forward.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the top one there. The
you know
Bears.
what?
The
No.
Bears would be surprisingly good.
My surprisingly good is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to be hell next season.
I think they're going to be really good.
Yeah, if they're healthy.
I'm going to switch my surprisingly good because I know the Texans are going to be good. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. I think the
Yeah.
Cardinals will be surprisingly
That would
good
definitely
next
be
year.
surprising if
Yeah.
they just came out and won.
Yeah, I mean, they made huge
Yeah.
improvements to that defense. If Will Johnson, if he gets over that knee injury, I mean, that's going to be like a huge steal that they got.
yeah.
Um,
I feel like
and, I mean, that whole draft class was a kill by them.
yeah. I feel like on the bad side, I could kind of see the Rams.
I think they're gonna just be
Rams?
9 to 12 wins.
Yeah.
I think that's how I see them. So if they were lower than that, maybe that'd be surprising.
I could also see the Vikings surprisingly bad,
Yeah,
and the Bengals.
yeah. I could see
Surprisingly
the
bad.
Buccaneers being a surprisingly good team from the standard of like they're playing in the NFC South, where like getting 10 wins will win you the division. I think they could be a 12-win, 13-win team.
I agree.
I think So for surprisingly bad, I think I'd probably go Dolphins. Is my biggest one. That's the one I'll put my hat on.
I think surprisingly bad. I feel like you could argue the Atlanta Falcons too.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
not even the reason that you said
Definitely.
the Steelers. It's just, what if they just can't get it together with their quarterback still?
Yeah, Penix
But-
might not be the guy. I
Yeah.
think that needs to be remembered. Just
Yeah.
because Drake London and Bijan Robinson are great does not mean everybody else around them is going to play well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go my surprisingly good Dallas Cowboys. They're gonna blow everybody away.
Okay.
And surprisingly bad, I'm gonna stick with the Rams. I'm just not feeling the Rams magic this year.
All right.
Fair enough.
Next question.
All right. How many of the newly promoted Prem teams are going to go right back down?
Sunderland, get the fuck out. Fuck y'all. This is the first time I'm going to have my rival in the Premier League. with me.
Oh, nice.
You
I have
just
like
saying
17
Sunderland.
of them constantly.
Fuck Sunderland.
Are you just saying one then?
No, all of them are going back down. I don't
think
even
so?
know who else got
I don't know
promoted.
who
I'm going to
all
be
got
honest.
promoted. I just made the question.
Oh,
Yeah, just tell me.
yeah. I'll pull it all up. I know Sunderland did because I saw them on the
If you don't think
schedule.
all three, who's your prediction for
Burnley.
Burnley's back up. They're going back down. Sorry, JJ. Sorry,
Isn't
buddy.
Dude Perfect also a part owner of Burnley?
Probably.
I don't fucking know.
I can't keep up with everything Dude Perfect does, man.
They're doing too much
Leeds. Leeds, Sunderland, and Burnley came up. I mean, those three are going back down. Unless they have some incredible
Perfect is
transfer
also-
windows.
I just feel like it's hard now with the talent spread that we've seen in the Premier League. Like the newly promoted teams have to have like a crazy summer transfer window to
Yeah.
stay afloat.
Yeah.
And they're, I mean, we could argue Everton again, like we do every year. they
Shit,
always.
could I argue West Ham?
We could also argue West Ham. Yeah.
Spurs, even though they fired Ange?
So if one of them
Jesus.
goes down, who stays up from the newly promoted?
If one team's gonna stay up, it's probably Leeds.
I think it's Burnley.
I'm glad none of us said Sunderland. That's all I'm happy about. I think Leeds would stay up just because they've shown their ability to stay up for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, Burnley was up for
Sunderland
a good
has
yeah.
stayed up.
Sunderland has stayed up before, but most recently Leeds was the one that stayed up for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if anybody stays up, it's Leeds, but I think all three go back down. I think it's going to be like a perpetual thing until somebody comes up and has a huge investment.
Yeah.
Leeds, great
I was
pick.
like, what are you doing over there?
Shout out
Crushing that
Mini
bottle.
Minter and Nick 2018.
Yeah.
Leeds fans.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
That is a
shout
good
out
point.
Nick 2018.
He did something.
Sorry.
I'll shout out Mini Minter all day long.
Yeah,
though.
shout
Love
out.
me
Shout
some
out
Simon.
All right, next question.
Real quick before I do the last question here. Do you guys think it's crazy that not that many Americans really know about the side?
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either.
Wait, what do
until
y'all-
more recently?
What are y'all talking? What's this
Like,
in
it's-
regards to?
just
in
in
general?
general.
Yeah,
like
people
it's
just don't know who
surprising
the sidemen
how
are.
small. Like
They know who like KSI is because
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
he was,
Prime
yeah.
and that kind
Well,
of
he was
stuff.
already big.
Yeah, but like they don't know who like Harry Rodashaw,
Yeah.
Vic Star.
Yeah.
They
They
don't.
might know
who
Vic
these
Star if they
people are.
watch like Minecraft videos.
Well,
Yeah,
this is interesting because for me it's a little different with a friend group full of soccer players. We
Yeah.
all know who
Yeah.
the sidemen
Um,
are. But I don't know.
Find Luke. Actually, I'll tell you off.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Just don't forget.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, no,
but yeah, a lot of people just know
it's surprising.
Yeah.
But like, also, I have to remember, I only got into them because of FIFA.
Yes, me as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's also part of it.
But it's still just crazy.
Yeah, but also like FIFA's pretty big here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My,
it's definitely getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
My introduction to the Sidemen was when the Fine Bros reacted to KSI, and then KSI reacted to the Fine Bros reacting
Wow.
to him.
Fine
Oh,
Rose
I
kids
knew
and teens
KSI well
react.
before
Yes.
Crazy.
They were great.
I was watching
Until they
KSI
weren't.
on like FIFA 13.
See, I watched
Really?
Harry
Wow.
before I watched any of the Sidemen.
I watched
And Vic Star,
KSI,
'cause I was
and
watching
then
Minecraft
I
videos,
had
but-
seen Vic Star well
But I
before I
didn't
knew
know
anything about the
Never
Sidemen.
watched Vic. I think for me
You
it
were a
was
Minecraft kid.
it was
I didn't really watch his videos. I saw videos with him in him.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
them.
For me, I think it was KSI, Harry, and then Simon and Toby. kind of together, and then the rest of them just.
See,
like,
I
follow.
saw.
I don't think I've ever
KSI
still watched
first.
a Bazinga video.
I have.
Oh, he's great.
He's great.
Yeah, Bazinga's hilarious.
I don't mind
His
him.
little documentary thing.
Well,
Oh, that was
feel
emotional.
Unbelievably
Yeah.
good. Unbelievably good. But yeah, I watched KSI first, and then I watched W2S. I guess technically is what his channel was.
I watched Harry's pack openings.
They were all
'cause he
fake.
always, half of them were fake, and he was. He would
Coked
but he
out.
would like. I mean, he was.
When he
Coked
moved to
out.
when
So
he
much
moved
fun.
to his flat in London, he was coked out in like every
I love
video.
how you called it a flat.
Yeah, I mean that's what they call it.
Wait, you think so? Because that was a period of time where I
He's
wasn't
talked
watching
about it.
side.
Yeah, he said
he's
like he
talked
was.
I thought it was a joke.
When like him and Freezy were living in that.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke the whole time.
Yeah,
Dude, no.
Dude, you got to show me a video of Harry coked out.
we can
All
I
of
can pull one up very fast
Yeah.
after this. like,
Okay,
no problem.
perfect.
But
All
yeah,
right,
that was my
last
introduction.
question. 3 at bats.
Oh,
How many
God.
times do you get a hit off of me?
Of you? I mean, we're gonna put it to the test.
Exactly.
One.
I need this for flashback for clips.
One. I'll get one hit.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
save it.
realistic and say 1 as well. I haven't really swung a bat since I've lost weight, and that really changed my golf swing. So I don't know how it's gonna go with a baseball bat.
Should have gone and hit with us.
I didn't get an invite.
That's fair.
I want to shout out Colin. Colin got me right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, like
Good.
because I kept when I was swinging, I kept opening my body, and he corrected me. He was like, "Just look down. Don't look at where the ball goes."
Yeah,
and it just kept
definitely.
everything in line. It just felt so much better. So much better.
So a tip for anybody
Follow-up
out
question to that one, by the way.
there. Yeah.
How many hits could you get of an XD1 pitcher?
0. The number is 0.
But
He's
if he throws behind me, dude, it's winter league. The bat's going to the mound, and it's gonna say hi.
All right, I'm gonna be like Junior Caminero.
Yeah.
I will make sure he throws it behind you.
If he throws it at me, I'll quit.
The problem is
I'll be a cameraman.
So the people don't know, but we already
Yeah.
know how this pitcher pitches.
Yeah.
It's going to be pitching to us. I just said pitch 30 times.
Yep.
I would scout, but it wouldn't fucking matter.
Every single pitch is going to look like it's coming at you.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait.
For anyone that
cannot
doesn't
wait.
know, we're going to be trying to hit against a full sidearm pitcher, and we're all right-handed,
Yeah.
and he is as well. So everything is going to just start at your hip and break into the zone.
Dude, what if I get up there, stand on the right side of the batter's box, and I'm just Juan Soto?
I don't think it's gonna happen. Well, he's a lefty.
Well, he would stand on the right side of the batter's box, though, if he's left-handed, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
That's
It
what-
depends on where you're looking at it from, but yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, you ever taken a 94-mile-an-hour fastball off the hip?
I've
Or the
never
butt cheek?
seen 94 like thrown to me.
You ever driven 94? Don't incriminate yourself, but
Shedeur.
Probably like 5 times my whole life I ever passed 90 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Now
I've only
think
done
of-
it
Now
like
think
twice.
about a baseball moving that fast.
Did it on accident
Yeah.
on
From somebody's arm.
I-16.
How you do it on it? Oh, fuck I-16. I-16
You
is
just
a
forget
shit
you're
hole.
driving.
It's so boring,
Yeah,
dude.
once you pass Milledgeville, you don't even know what happened.
You
out
went
there,
to
dude.
college there, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my! I've only
Didn't
made,
last long for good reason.
I've only made that drive a couple times.
Ugh.
I-16 sucks.
Yeah, Nathan's made that drive plenty.
I have done it a couple times. It is
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, and dude, the split where I-16 I think turns into 75. No one knows what the hell they're doing.
No.
Everybody forgets
Oh
how to
my
drive.
god. And the other way, 75 to 16 is
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
It's always backed up.
Well, I'm glad we're all confident that we're not going to get
Oh,
hit off of Gavin.
This is gonna be like the video is gonna be funny because like I might cry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If I get hit, I might cry.
Yeah.
I will cry.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt. I haven't worn a baseball in a while. and
Yeah.
I hopefully don't plan on it. But Gavin also said he's obviously good enough to not hit us unless
Yeah.
something weird happens.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well,
he
I'm.
did say he's throwing behind somebody.
I mean,
so
it's gonna happen.
It better
I
be
don't know who
Mike.
it's gonna
I hope
be,
it's
It's gotta
Mike.
be Colin. I mean, Colin's been the most confident in this process. So.
no, he wants to strike Colin out.
Yeah, but also like throw
Also-
behind him on the first pitch.
Just for you guys, I think Gavin wants to come in with like challenges for himself to strike us out, like to try to strike you out without throwing a pitch in the zone.
What was the Trevor Bauer thing? Like closing one
Yes.
eye? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Gavin wants to try to do like challenges while striking us out. So
That'll be fun.
For him? Yeah.
Content monkeys, dog.
Sure.
we're gonna look
yeah.
like idiots.
It's what we are.
We're just
to
lab
be fair,
rats.
Yeah.
none
the
of us
lab
really
rats.
played
Yeah.
any sort of high level
No.
baseball.
No.
It-
The lowest
Luke,
of
Luke
levels.
and Mike especially, like
The lowest of levels.
yeah.
Yeah.
Colin at least made it to college level,
Yeah.
low college level, but still there. So
Yeah.
if anyone has a chance, it is Colin.
Yeah, for sure.
None of us are happy.
Is that everything?
Yes, that is.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. This was a blast. Thank you for everybody that listened all the way to this point in the episode. If you have and you're not subscribed on YouTube, what are you doing? Go ahead, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when everything comes out. All the podcast episodes come out at 7 a.m. on Mondays and Fridays on YouTube.
That would be the
And
bell.
all of our videos, our like midweek videos come out 3 p.m. typically on Wednesday, unless they get delayed like last week's. But not this week's. This week's came out at 3 p.m. And make sure you go watch it if you haven't. MLB Feud. It was a blast. You can play along. So much fun. We're going to do an NFL. We're actually shooting the NFL one with me and Luke. Colin couldn't be here. He's on vacation. But me and Luke are going to do an NFL Feud literally right now. It's going to come out in like 2 weeks. So a lot of fun stuff coming. And then the baseball video, it's going to be a process to edit. We're shooting that next week. It's going to be a process. I think, are we recording the podcast after? Okay. We're not going to give any spoilers then, but you can pick it up. You'll pick up how it went when me and Luke are in here exhausted and just red in the face. But yeah, this was a fun episode. We're gonna shoot this NFL Feud. It's already getting late, 9:19. So hopefully we can get the energy up here for this next video shoot and get things rolling. But Luke, you got a Spanish term for us today?
Oh man, shit.
I'm sure you weren't. You had plenty of time to think about it driving here from Athens. I'm sure
Yeah.
you listened to some Spanish music.
No, actually.
Oh man,
no,
do you have a Spanish music put on for the people
that
that can replace your Spanish term today?
Yeah. Let's see what I got here in the playlist. I just actually recently finished my Marilyn Manson playlist. That's what I was listening to.
For some reason, I thought you said Maryland, and I was like, "What?" And I was just thinking he was going to stop there. I was like, "What the fuck is a Maryland playlist?" Just all Maryland
It's just
based
Baltimore
artists.
rappers.
Yeah,
Um,
Baltimore accents.
let's see. I've already put them on to
Go
Chris
Braves,
and
by the way,
Majota.
6-1 in the 6th.
Damn. No, I feel like I've talked about all these people on the podcast before.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't got anything, brother.
All right.
I need
Well,
to
if
start.
anybody was looking for a 90s country to listen to, we listen to a lot of Tracy Lawrence. So
I don't
feel
even
free to
know who
listen to
that is.
Tracy Lawrence. Pay me a Birmingham. All right. That's going to do it for us, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And I will catch you on Monday. Luke will be back here next Friday. And there will be next week's video is 21 questions. 21 questions was very fun as well. So that will be coming out next Wednesday to tune in. And we'll catch you guys later. Enjoy the weekend. Peace.